VIP candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party. Satyendra Jain, Shakur Basti, he's leading. Janel is leading from Tilak Nagar. Gopal Rai is still, in fact, having that lead from Babarpur. Saurav Bhardwaj continues to have the lead in GK. Also, Imran Hussain from Balli Maran, he also has a clear edge, as has Amanatullah Khan from Okla. Bibi Tyagi from Lakshmi Nagar, another candidate of the Aam Aadmi Party who is leading. And also, if we take a look at Mustafabad, which has in fact polled the maximum number of votes in the national capital, it's Adil Ahmed Khan of the Aam Aadmi Party is still leading.
But Atishi, Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal, all three of them are trailing. The face of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Kejri model of governance, all three of them are trailing. Satyendra Jain continues to lead. Kailash Gehlot, who decamped, who joined the BJP, he is leading. And we also have Gopal Rai, who is also part of that entire Kejri model of governance, who's leading. So Satyendra Jain and Gopal Rai, the two big faces who are leading. The other three, the fulcrum of the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi and Manish Sisodia, all three are trailing. And the BJP is just one shot of 40 leads. Just one shot of 40 leads.
Wasn't expected to win. I mean, all exit polls, everybody said that, oh, he won't. I want to come on this part which Nalin was talking about, the exact reversal, where the BJP is now where AAP was in the last election. A couple of points I want to make is that the BJP reworked its entire strategy for this election, which you pointed out, not having a CM face, reworking.
40 leads for the BJP as we speak.
And then they fought in the trenches. They didn't fight just the top angles. They fought from the lower levels too. They brought in not just their own bigwigs from the states to fight, like they brought their Fadnavises and the others, but they also brought in their NDA allies. They brought Chandrababu Naidu. They brought the Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar. So they fought from top and bottom. So they had Amit Shah and they had Modi, they had Nadda, they had the others, but they also fought from there. The second point is they didn't restrict to any one class or caste. They didn't say that, oh, okay, the Purvanchalis or the women are going to go the AAP way. They went the AAP way last time. No, they fought for every single constituency. So, you know, what you're seeing right now, the spread that they have, general spread and not in pockets, it's not just the Bania Punjabi vote that they said that, oh, these are our traditional, the shopkeepers are our traditional vote bank. Let's just stick with them and at least get them because they had moved away. The middle class had moved away. No, every class, every speaker of language, because of this cosmopolitan mix that we have, that's what has resulted in the current trend that we are seeing is my take on this.
So one very quick input, because I'd seen certain internal polls of the BJP and I just want to bring you in on this. I want to bring you also in on this, Abhijit. Those internal polls seem to suggest that the most disadvantaged, you know, we call them disparagingly JJ clusters. I hate that word, but the most disadvantaged who live in the not so nice areas of Delhi, the BJP was making significant gains in those. It was the women vote that was sort of still up for grabs, as their polls were showing, and they were hoping that there would be a late burst. But this shows that there is a new...
They've got, like, they made inroads where they didn't. I think the BJP, like Smita was saying, this time they threw the army, tanks, like Air Force, Navy, everything on this. Because I think they've lost, this is the only state they've lost so badly. It happens to be Delhi, where the Prime Minister lives. Arvind Kejriwal makes personal attacks on the BJP leadership all the time. And Arvind Kejriwal went to Gujarat, got a 13% vote share there. That's the day it all started, I think. And then they have now put the full cavalry here. And I think it's showing results.
42 to the BJP.
Everything.
42, 23. 42, 23. Leaderboard.
Air Force, the tax breaks. I mean, you know, the middle class has always loved the BJP, the Delhi middle class, but every time after the budget, they were disappointed. They were like jilted lovers. This time, Nirmala ji even gave them the love, like they gave them flower bouquets. I mean, maybe, who knows, 2% their vote share.
Yeah.
Who knows, right?
Somebody said, 13 din pehle hi Valentine's Day ho gaya hamara.
That's what the middle class used to vote for BJP in the Lok Sabha and for Kejriwal in the assembly. But it seems, if this holds, that, you know, that shift hasn't happened. That
the dichotomy is not happening.
And
that's best explained in West Delhi, where the BJP always used to have a strong vote, the trader class vote. It seems to be coming back to the BJP. In Palam, the BJP candidate is leading. In Uttam Nagar, the BJP candidate is leading. From Dwarka again, the BJP candidate is leading. From Janakpuri, Janakpuri, again, the BJP candidate is leading. Can you imagine? Last 2 or 3 election cycles, they've not had a BJP candidate leading there. Rajouri Garden, again, BJP candidate leading. Moti Nagar, BJP candidate leading. And if you come all the way to central Delhi, to Rajinder Nagar, Patel Nagar, all of those places, it's the BJP candidate who's leading. Right now in Rajinder Nagar, Durgesh Pathak seems to have taken a lead. So yes, 42 to 23, but a lot of West Delhi constituencies, the BJP seems to be leading. These are constituencies which had gone away from the BJP's kitty, but now it's coming back. So it's West Delhi, North-East Delhi, as Rahul keeps mentioning, Vishwas Nagar, Rohtas Nagar, Krishna Nagar, Shahadra. These are seats that the BJP again has not won. Gandhi Nagar. These are seats that the BJP has not won in the last couple of election cycles. Those Northeast Delhi seats also seem to be coming back to the BJP.
No, not just that. Plus 34 for the BJP in that in terms of gains. How many of these gains are or were tight fights the last time, where the BJP lost, say, by a margin of less than 4,000, 5,000 votes? That also means that they've done the micromanagement also,
Yeah,
right?
the AAP is leading only in 2 out of those 14 which were close contests. The BJP is leading 12. And many of those, at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are from Northeast Delhi. So they seem to have got that game right, where the close contest seats that they lost the last time around, the BJP is leading in 12 out of 14, Aam Aadmi Party only in 2.
So
No,
what does this say about Revdi politics?
50%, as Nalin is pointing out, 51% is the vote share. That means in every seat, the BJP is picking up the majority of the vote. I mean,
Correct.
are we looking at some sort of a runaway mandate? I mean,
Possibly.
that's the question.
See,
now.
if it's see 66 out of 70 and it is 42-23 in favor of the BJP, these are leads. 1 for the Congress party, another 4 seats to go. Now, will this consolidate either way, or will this perhaps move away from the AAP, more in favor of the BJP? Will the BJP cross the 50 seat mark, or will they consolidate around 45, 47
Again,
seats? We'll have to wait and watch.
In Balimaran, which is a heavily Muslim-dominated seat, it's the BJP candidate who's leading right now. Kamal Bagri of the BJP is leading. In Chandni Chowk, again, substantial Muslim population, BJP candidate leading. In Sadar Bazar, Manoj Kumar Jindal of the BJP is leading. These are old Delhi
But how much? Do we have any
constituencies.
idea? Because
We don't
are
know
we
the-
now
we don't
beginning
know the
to...
margin.
Maybe there's a reassessment even amongst Muslims.
I think another
don't
10
know.
minutes. Another 10 minutes, we get into the third, fourth round of counting. Perhaps the leads will consolidate wherever there are. And we're going to check with Greya, the live result happen a bit, that how many leaders have opened up a gap of more than 4,000
Yes.
votes in terms of lead. Vishwas Nagar was another case where where after the first or second round, the candidate had a 4,000 vote lead. But Greya, do we have leaders in terms of the gap that's been opened up? How many
So
rounds
do we
of
have any
counting
numbers?
are we into about 4th round of counting somewhere in some constituencies?
Okay, Anand, after 4th round of counting at Vishwas Nagar, we have a lead by BJP candidate by
587.
by just 587 votes.
Oh,
so that
it's
is
quite
how
close.
close this is. Yeah.
It's quite close. So
And what
Vishwas
about,
Nagar is getting close. But what about some of the other constituencies?
Delhi.
And as far as the New
Delhi.
Delhi constituency, we have EVMs that have opened up and there are still first rounds that are going on right now. Any other round that is happening in EVMs as far as the other constituencies, sir, is concerned? EVM mein? There's just the first round that is still going on in other constituencies. Only Vishwas Nagar that is right now counting 4th round.
It's into the 4th round in Vishwas Nagar. Everywhere else, it's the first round of counting of the EVMs. Like I said, 9:30, 9:45. We will get into round 3, round 4. These leads could further consolidate in favor of the BJP, or we may see the Aam Aadmi Party playing catch up as soon as the EVMs, more of the EVM rounds start happening. But as of now, the BJP seems to be in firm control as far as the elections are concerned. Is it still very, very early days? We have to wait and watch. Some things could change, some things could remain the same. It's the mind of the voter. The early trends in favor of the BJP, the early trends saying that the mandate will shift away from the Aam Aadmi Party. It could have huge impact nationally, knock-on effect, not just in Punjab, but in Bihar and in Gujarat, which also will soon be going into the polls. And that there could be a big impact.
The Election Commission's data that the Congress, the BJP is holding its vote share, but the AAP vote share is declining slightly compared to even 20 minutes ago, and the Congress is gradually increasing a little bit. The Congress was 3% 15 minutes ago, now it's about 6%.
6%.
That's not much,
No, that's
but that's exactly that much the decline we're seeing in the AAP vote.
Yes.
No, but
So the
6%,
AAP
how
vote
much
is
did they
shifting
have?
back towards
7%,
they had
right?
4% last time.
4%.
They had
Yeah.
4%
it's-
last time.
So
the Congress
obviously
vote
what we
increasing.
were saying earlier, that what you're seeing in Purani Delhi, in Old Delhi, if you're seeing the BJP increasing the trend, it's still early days, but I would still say that the split between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress in the Old Delhi area seems to have benefited the BJP
You might be
at
onto
this
something.
end.
You might be
Yeah.
onto something.
So
Something
Virendra
sounds
Sachdeva's
possible.
pictures coming out after prayers and everybody
When we
is
talk
got.
about body language. So what do you saying? We'll just look at body language.
No, we look at the body language now. These are
Has that
pictures from
time
a short
come?
while ago. I will still wait till about 9:45. 9:45 when the leaders come, all of them will start coming to their party offices. And किस party office में हलचल ज़्यादा हो रही है around 9:45, 10 o'clock. That's an indicator कि which way is this election
I mean,
going.
fundamentally,
along
you
with
know-
what's happening on our leaderboard. Yes.
The managers of the election know किस इलाके से वोट पड़ी है, किस तादाद में पड़ी है, how many people have come up from their traditional area. So they generally have an idea, and if the EVM starts then registering or complementing that sort of idea, then they know that okay, we've got our maths right, we've predicted
See,
this
Virendra
right.
Sachdeva has promised Daulat Ram ki chaat and also jalebi. he,
But you know, he's
He
very
has
quietly been working behind the scenes. You haven't seen him all that much getting agitated or coming out in the scenes. And the state unit of the BJP has totally become subservient to the central unit. This is the first time that they could not muscle their way in and say, Chief Minister candidate kar do. You know, earlier they had Harshvardhan, they had Kiran Bedi. They've had Chief Minister candidates. This time they agreed with what the party leadership said, that we are going to fight in the same way that we fought Haryana and we fought MP and the other states, where we don't have a face. So
some
it's
of the
been a change.
Outer Delhi constituencies,
44,
Abhijit was
21.
talking about,
Yeah.
44-21 now. So in Munka, the BJP candidate is leading. In Bhavana, where the AAP candidate was leading up until 5 minutes ago, now the BJP candidate is leading. In Narela, again, the BJP candidate is leading. In Najafgarh, the BJP candidate has been leading since counting began. So outer Delhi constituencies where the BJP focused, it seems to be paying off for the BJP. The lead now stretching in favor of the BJP. Now it's 45. 45-20 is where we are right now. The BJP picking up pockets of Delhi, which they have not won before in the last 3 election cycles. Like I said, Outer Delhi is one of them. North Delhi is the other, where you have constituencies like Sultanpur, Majra, for example, where the BJP candidate is leading. In Mangolpuri, the BJP candidate is leading. In Shalimar Bagh, the BJP candidate is leading. In Rithala, again, the BJP candidate leading. From Adarsh Nagar, the BJP candidate leading. So North Delhi, again, a big part of the gains for the BJP. If you look at Central Delhi, in places like Madhipur, the BJP candidate leading. In West Delhi, in Moti Nagar, BJP candidate leading. Rajouri Garden, Mr. Sirsa is leading there. He was from the Akali Dal, now with the BJP. Harinagar, again, West Delhi, BJP candidate leading. You go further out, Janakpuri, a seat that the AAP has won the last 3 times. Again, BJP candidate leading. Dwarka, again, where Adarsh Shastri, now in the Congress, he was, of course, one of the founding members of the AAP. He is trailing. It is the BJP candidate, Mr. Rajput, who is leading there in the West Delhi constituency. So pockets of support for the BJP where it has never seen support, in North Delhi and Outer Delhi, in West Delhi, and of course, again, in Northeast Delhi, which is again a huge chunk of support for the AAP. There, the BJP is managing to flip the election.
Out of 66 leads, 45 leads to the BJP, 20 to the Aam Aadmi Party, 1 to the Congress Party. And Umar Abdullah has tweeted, "Aap lado aapas mein." That's what he has written. Or lado aapas mein. He's tweeted and he's put from one of the Purana series, historical series of Ramayana or Mahabharata. There is a rishi who's saying,
No, is he trying to say that
and
the
he's saying,
Congress-
समाप्त कर दो एक दूसरे को, जी भर कर लड़ो,
So,
समाप्त
is he
कर
trying
दो
to
एक
say had
दूसरे
the
को.
Congress come
That's
together
what
with
he's
the AAP
tweeted.
and
Yeah,
had
he's been
strategically...
making snide ones.
So,
He's been going snide remarks,
No,
side
no, but
edgeways,
you fight Lok Sabha together and you lose. Okay, even when you are together, you lose. And then you have the audacity to think that we'll find the assembly election by ourselves and win. I mean, does it make any sense? The
No,
only thing is
and-
overconfidence.
No,
like आप तो हमारा दिल्ली का है ही, दिल्ली तो है ही ना. You take people from Delhi for granted, and that's what happens. You don't take your voters for granted.
Chetan,
No,
you have this
Sambit
beautiful way
Patra
of
was
putting the
quoting
most
both Rahul
complex
Gandhi
points
and
simply.
Arvind Kejriwal in Parliament and saying, look what they said to each other, said about each other in the rallies. He's saying कि India Alliance में आपस में एक दूसरे को, this is what you are saying, कि Wagon R से सीधा शीश महल चले गए. And the other Arvind Kejriwal came back with a far more snidey remark against Rahul Gandhi. So,
AAP wanted some seats in Haryana. Congress said
one
no
second,
way.
Virendra Sachdeva is speaking. Yeah.
जो एग्जिट पोल में जो बताया जा रहा था वही संस्थानों में दिखाई दे रहा है बीजेपी को।
मुझे इधर जाना, इधर कर लो।
हाँ जी,
Look at this map. Delhi is turning saffron.
yeah.
I mean, this is
It's a-
unprecedented. This is a replication, and in fact, this is more than the assembly seats in just few months ago in the Lok Sabha election.
Now, I'm just saying, is it just is it mirroring the June 2024 performance of the
Can I
BJP?
put my-
Look at the BJP Lok Sabha leads.
Yeah, Lok
In
Sabha
how many
leads.
of those constituencies BJP is leading? Yes, 35 to 12. Out of the 48 seats that the BJP was leading in Lok Sabha 2024, it's currently leading in 35, Aam Aadmi Party only 12. So thereabouts, you're
I
getting
think we should
thereabouts.
bring out that soundbite. I'd be very interested to hear when the Prime Minister says, give us a chance. It was very emotional.
Yes.
He reiterated it a couple of times. It'd be interesting to see that bite now, how much of an impact it's actually had on the psyche, saying that, okay, we probably need this Gathbandhan Sarkar. The one thing that people were getting a little tired of was that Mr. Kejriwal constantly blamed the LG's office for every failure. Even if the road was potholed, he said, no, not my problem, LG's problem. He's sitting on this, he's sitting on that. So people are saying, well, okay, if you can't manage it, can't manage an equation like Sheila Dikshit did, then we'll get somebody else.
I think one more important aspect is that the BJP's tone this time around in Delhi and even in Haryana or even in Maharashtra was not of arrogance. It was not even of confidence. It was of humility. So the Prime Minister's tone from आएगा तो मोदी ही and अब की बार 400 पार to saying कि विकसित भारत की विकसित दिल्ली आपने उनको 25 साल से ज़्यादा मौका दिया, एक बार हमें 5 साल दे दीजिए. See, I think there is a difference in the way
Give us a chance.
the political parties that learn from mistakes are the ones that survive and then they prosper.
Correct.
Has the Congress learned from its mistake? 2013, I remember Rahul Gandhi standing there and saying, we will revisit, we will learn from our mistakes. It was a tough election. 2015, he said the same thing. 2019, he said the same thing. 2020, he said the same thing. 24, he said
So
the same
now,
thing.
now we have
What have
all
they learned?
70 seats are reporting, 46 to the BJP, 23 to the Aam Aadmi Party. All 70 seats are reporting. We've got a couple of new seats that are reporting. Karol Bagh, Dushant Gautam of the BJP is leading. Watch out for him. He'll be an important player in this post equation. You also have from Nangloi Jat, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate was leading from Nangloi Jat. Raghuvinder Shokeen is his name. And in Kondli again, which is in the outskirts on the eastern side, in Kondli the AAP candidate is leading. So all 70 seats are reporting. BJP at 46. Aam Aadmi Party
The
at
worst
23.
scenario for the AAP will be if Kejriwal loses and the AAP gets decimated. It's the worst scenario possible. It's probably a mortal blow to the AAP if this trend holds and if this happens.
No, but you said AAP is Kejriwal, Kejriwal is AAP.
That's right.
So if
If
Arvind
Kejriwal
Kejriwal is
loses,
losing New
implosion.
Delhi,
You know,
then
if
Aam
he
Aadmi Party is
loses-
losing Delhi. That's what
So
it is.
right
Because
now,
see, both
AAP
Sisodia,
might lose,
Atishi, they're all-
Kejriwal is trailing, Mr.
That's right.
Sisodia is trailing, and Atishi is trailing. All
This
three
is-
are trailing right now.
No, and I'll tell you, the Aam Aadmi Party
Bad
big
news.
faces who are leading right now are leading purely because of the work individually they have done as MLAs in their constituencies. Saurabh Bharadwaj.
Let's
Nobody will
also have a
challenge
look
him
at
in
that number.
Gandhinagar. He's
Let's
doing
look at
well.
this. Let's look at the people who got a new opportunity.
Satyendra Jain has done well.
Seat
He's
changes
done
for
work
AAP.
in Shakur Basti. So I'm just saying, John, locally काम किया जिन लोगों ने. Gopal Rai, Kailash Gehlot also has worked. Maybe AAP now BJP, but he's worked in his constituency and they have local support.
Now,
Yes,
now,
yeah.
gentlemen, all old
47,
Delhi
22.
constituencies, all old Delhi constituencies. Balimaran, BJP candidate leading.
This is
Chandni
historic.
Chowk, BJP candidate leading. Sadar Bazaar, BJP candidate leading.
Historic.
Somnath
that's
Bharti is trailing now. Somnath Bharti is
Somnath
trailing.
Bharti is trailing. Mr. Upadhyay, Satish Upadhyay of the BJP is leading in Malviya Nagar.
In Chandni Chowk, you know, we discussed this during the exit polls day also. In Chandni Chowk, the RSS, which used to work with, and it's their old gud, they really worked door-to-door campaigning and they worked quietly out there saying, getting their voters to come back and believe in the BJP and in the ideology and getting them to come to cast their vote. That's another thing, you know. पहले होता था कि वो दुकानदार of Chandni Chowk used to shut shop and go and vote for the BJP because there was so much at stake. This time they told them that, yeah, come and vote. So if they have done this and Balimara, remember that song?
Yeah.
Unse Milna,
Yeah.
Purani Delhi mein, Teri
what
Meri
about
Kahani.
this whole?
You know,
But
so
Smita
it's
ji,
really like that. It's that Chandni Chowk area. And coming back to what Rahul was
Balli
saying
Maran
about
se dari mein talak.
Dari Be Talak Teri Meri Kahani Dilli
Delhi
mein.
mein, हाँ.
Guys, I sing on some channels they sing, you know.
Yeah, we let Manoj Tiwari come and sing again on the channel.
On some channels, the anchors also dance.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, they stand.
I doubt if they're doing that right now.
So no. In our,
No, but Smita Prakash,
in
you were
our
making a
channel we
point.
can sing and we can dance, but right now we've got our job to do, so we're
So
doing our
one more
jobs.
point
Okay,
which
go ahead.
Rahul was making, which is the that if it's what happens to the Aam Aadmi Party if both implode, which is Kejriwal as well as Aam Aadmi Party. If that happens, then take the signal which Omar has just tweeted, that he's the first of the bloc from the India Alliance to say that lado. If that is what is going to happen, I stick my neck out to say that there will be some kind of a third front which will come out minus the BJP, minus the Congress. KCR tried it in 2024, did not happen, and it was a disastrous
Right.
start. But I see that happening.
No,
Yeah.
Right, 44.
On the contrary,
lead.
I think if AAP loses and Kejriwal loses, Rahul Gandhi will be happy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, of course.
reinforces his position
Yeah.
in the India alliance.
Yes, so I want to ask a question then.
definitely.
Zach, I want to ask you this
And-
question.
and if the Congress
Even
shows a
Rahul
growth
Gandhi
in
say-
vote
It doesn't matter whether they get 0 MLAs. Rahul Gandhi
Okay,
will be happy.
so
if
tell me,
Kejriwal
will Rahul
loses.
Gandhi then accept this verdict?
Of course
Because-
he will. Why will he not?
Well,
He'll
because
be
the
happy.
EVM, the EC, what's he going to
No,
say?
but
He's gonna blame the
Maharashtra.
EC.
but if the
Let that
Congress
go.
posts
That-
Congress
I
posts a
thought I
2 to
issued
3%
the
up in vote
yesterday.
share,
But small-
despite getting any seats, then they will take the verdict. And if Arvind Kejriwal loses, they will only be happy.
I just
one
want
of
to
the
make a
Congress-
small
Just going to be-
conventional wisdom point, which Zach, please bear me out on this. We all began by saying, what is the low turnout going to mean? The low turnout is going in
Vote share
BJP's
also.
favor.
We're also putting the
it
vote
is.
share numbers as of now. See, BJP is at
40 and
52%, AAP is at 40, 12% gap between the BJP and the AAP.
It's a
and that's
reversal.
why. Yeah, it's a reverse. Griha, live result up. Yes, Griha.
I am going to tell you, Anand, about really close calls that we are getting. Do you know the number of votes that Arvind Kejriwal is trailing by? Just 48. That is the number. That's how thin the margin is. Atishi, we are learning, is trailing by 1,159 votes so far. The counting is still on first round. But Rohini, we've got an update. The BJP chief Delhi, Mr. Vijendra Gupta, in fact, is trailing by just 48 votes. That is how thin the margin is.
Right.
And as far as the other rounds are concerned, Anand, we are also getting to know that as far as Kirari, 23 rounds are supposed to be counted. There have been just 2 that have happened so far. BJP has the lead by just 290 votes. That's how slim the margin is. And also, this is what has happened in Rajendra Nagar. Just a short while back, after the 2 rounds, we were learning that Aam Aadmi Party has an edge by just 676 votes. And in just 5 minutes, that edge has increased to more than 7,800 votes. So that is how it is, in fact, oscillating, and in fact, it's becoming...
What's the status with Manish Sisodia?
Manish Sisodia, we do not have an update
He's
yet
still
because the
trailing.
first
Right, still
round
trailing.
is still on.
You know, there's
We
been a
don't know
flip.
the numbers,
There's been
but
a
he's still
flip in
trailing.
Mustafabad. Abhijit Majumdar, Mustafabad. Now Mohan Singh Bisht of the BJP is leading in Mustafabad. It was the AAP candidate who was leading there before.
Which means Tahir Hussain must have cut into the votes of the Congress.
Possibly. So Mr.
candidate.
Bisht is leading of
That
the
is
BJP.
Oasis party.
Yes.
So if
mean-
they have cut into the votes, we have to see how much they've cut into the votes. If the Congress has gained vote share, how much they have gained vote share. These are all important stories.
what it does tell you-
But the national picture,
It's a close, down to the wire kind of contest. This was not expected. This was not expected. The AAP was saying that, look, these exit polls have got it completely wrong. Now, yes, the exit polls might have overemphasized the seats on the basis of vote share, but this is not a canter. Everyone's going to sweat in the AAP. They're going to sweat. They're going to have a huge suspense building in the AAP till about 12 o'clock. Because
No, there is a
if
loss
there are
of faith in
20
the AAP that is evident right now, even though there is just the first or second round
And
of
we don't
counting.
also know.
If this trend holds, then that means a huge loss of faith in this entire Kejri model of
No, there is
governance.
definitely a mood
Overall
swing.
vote share is very high for BJP.
Yeah.
Maybe there are a few close seats, but those are
No,
very...
but it tells you there is a mood swing away. I mean, even if you were looking at this, no exit poll has been able to poll so many voters.
Correct.
Even first round of Delhi, no exit poll comes close to even polling that much sentiment. That sentiment, I don't know. I'm sensing that there is trouble for the AAP. How much trouble they are
if
in,
Mr.
we'll have to see.
Kejriwal, Mr. Sisodia and Atishi,
There's
all 3
definitely a
big
sentiment.
faces of the AAP are trailing, then I think it's clearly, the voters of Delhi seem to have made up their
Obviously,
mind.
we'll also have to look at pockets because Delhi things change very quickly in pockets. So it could be that in New Delhi, some of the more urbane areas have been sort of polled right now. Some of the less privileged
Sir, you have
areas
been very
are
quiet.
yet to sort of, I don't know, we'll have to see.
What is your thinking?
What's
Delhi is a very small
Thinking is that AAP will definitely win.
roughly voters
Not
but in
compared
some
to
areas-
4-5 lakh in most others. So you're right. I mean,
no,
the trend could
that's
change.
fine. That,
I agree,
he
Rahul,
might
the
be onto
trend
something.
could change very fast in New Delhi because
Yes.
it is a very small constituency.
Small, but it also
is
has
Rahul's
pockets
vote
of,
also?
It also has pockets of destitution.
Rahul's vote, Nalin's vote,
48 votes.
Abhijit's
No,
vote,
no, I'm in
Smita's
South
vote,
Delhi, South
everybody.
I'm in
No,
South
no,
Delhi. I
Rahul is
live
in South Delhi. He's a little more on the posher side of
No, but he lives in UTMs. He's the Khan Market gang.
Khan Market gang with the RSS initials. The real insider, outsider. But fundamentally, look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a long day. I think it's going to be at least 11:30 till you have 5 or 6 rounds
Correct.
in. Let's not jump the gun. I know a lot of channels will be...
We are not in any hurry to call
Yeah.
this election or anything. I was just saying that by 9:45, 10, you'll have all the netas coming out. And each neta,
Celebrations can
even
wait.
beyond what they say, it's about how they walk, what their how is, what their body language is.
What are they
We would
cooking?
know. We will know which way the drift is
Can I
moving,
say
which way
something,
the
Arvind? If this trend holds of vote share,
Ji.
then I think the margin of victory will be much higher for BJP.
Yeah.
I think this seat share will
Yeah,
open
yeah.
up
Seat
the
share
vote
will
share.
increase.
Seats. Because it's 52%. I mean, that's
I mean, if the vote share holds at 51, I mean, this is going to be a
landslide.
It's going to be a mirror of the perhaps last election in reverse. but
maybe that not resigning in jail was not a good idea. Now, it's retrospectively, I mean, I think the whole thing, because it was basically to keep his power, but saying ki chala lenge yahin se, that's never happened. Even like Jayalalitha and all
also
went.
when he came back, he said this election is a referendum on me. And if he loses,
Well, he tried that stunt in
44,
Lok Sabha.
25,
The
people of
latest
Delhi have
numbers
spoken.
of the vote share, I think there is a change now. Can we just see that? I don't know if
Anand
it is
coming in
49,
Jayalalitha
44,
resigned.
49,
He
42.
could
So
have-
it's
that's what I'm
49
saying.
and 42.
Maybe
So
that
the
would
vote
have
share
been
numbers
better
are
if he
also
resigned.
shifting.
I have
So
an
it's
interesting
now it's
Can I
7%.
tell you something interesting? Apart
Yeah.
from Delhi, there's another election happening which is in Milkipur.
Milkipur, yeah.
And BJP is leading there at the moment.
That's expected.
That's the prestige
record,
battle.
That's
record numbers
expected.
of
In
voting.
Ayodhya.
It's a grudge match.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a
Rather
record turnout as far as voting is concerned in
Since
Milkipur.
you were asking about the women voter, Rahul, so out of the 41
There are
seats
two,
where
no?
women voted in higher numbers, BJP is leading in 24, AAP is leading in 16. So the women voter, the BJP seems to have clawed it out of the AAP's grasp.
Early days, of course, early days. I'm not going to right now hold my breath because this is going to be it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be one of those tough days where every vote will count. 48 is the margin.
You're saying
last.
that
That's
to
a
make
nice
it
graphic,
interesting,
Anand,
or
on the Humayun's
you're
tomb.
saying that because you cannot believe that Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party can be seen at 25 after having at 62.
I still believe that.
been.
Look, some of the women voters that I spoke with who came from the more disadvantaged classes kept saying that they're going to be voting for the AAP. So I don't know. I'm still hedging my bets.
So that there is a huge chunk of voters who may still swing with the Aam Aadmi Party, and that may realize that may come to manifest on the screen. It's possible. Nearly 19 seats ahead right now, the BJP in terms of leads.
let me ask you a
So
thought.
the AAP has to play some catch up to get to up to 36.
Anand, let me ask you this.
11
You've
seats
been
they need to
asking
pull
all the
away,
questions. Let me ask you a question.
Jay.
If the AAP gets 42% of the vote, the BJP gets about 47% of the vote, if these things now hold and they get a majority, would the AAP say that we were out and we're a down and out party, or will they say, no, actually we got 42%. That means 42% of the people who press the button in Delhi still have faith in us. We are now the opposition party.
Here I'm going to quote Rashid Kidwai, who says that vote share is the bahana of the loser.
Loser's argument.
So it's the loser's argument. That's what Rashid Kidwai had come and said when we were speaking last and he was with us. So he said ki vote share is the bahana of the loser. So I'm going to stick to that, because for the Aam Aadmi Party, if you are losing vote share, if your top three leaders are trailing, and if you are not able to hold on to Delhi, then this was the fulcrum. This was the base from which you expanded into Punjab.
I think it's
you
almost
went to Haryana,
existential.
went to Himachal.
If
You
Kejriwal
tried to
loses-
become a national party using Delhi as your plank, and this was the Kejri model of governance, the fulcrum and the base for it. This is the fountainhead. If you've lost here, that means your political relevance nationally will get impacted and will get hurt. Griha, yes, Griha.
2,300, more than 2,300.
Yes, Kriya.
Okay, we have an update on Atishi. The margin has really closed in. She's just trailing by 193. We have an update on Sisodia. Second round of counting in Jangpura is leading by over 2,300 votes. So there is a lead of Manish Sisodia that he has managed so far. And we're also getting an important update, Anand, from Rohini, where Aam Aadmi Party's Pradeep Mittal is leading, but that margin of Vijayendra Gupta and Pradeep just 48. So Atishi has also managed to, in fact, close in on that, and Sisodia has got the lead.
Yes, but the fact is Arvind Kejriwal at this point continues to trail, and this is very close. This is neck and neck. Three top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party should be racing away with the mandate from the time the boxes open, be it postal or EVM ballots. But it's becoming tight for them, and that's reflective of the fortunes of the AAP. Although the AAP now is playing catch up on the leaderboard. Now have a look at this.
42-27.
They have now come to 27 seats. The BJP's lead, which was nearly about 46 some time back, has come down to 42. So the gap is closing in, and the Aam Aadmi Party is inching closer to that halfway mark. They need to get 9 more seats to get to 36, whereas the BJP needs to hold on to this lead.
Which are the seats that they are flipping? Sultanpur, Majra, like I said, about half an hour ago, BJP was leading. There, the AAP candidate is leading. You have Mangolpuri, where again, BJP was leading about half an hour ago. Now the AAP candidate is leading. In Mr. Vijender Gupta's seat, even though that lead is very, very narrow, 48 votes, as Griha was pointing out, Vijender Gupta is trailing right now in Rohini, and in Nangloi Jat, again, the AAP candidate there is leading. Also in Tilaknagar, the AAP candidate there is leading. And in the neighboring constituency of Vikaspuri, again, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate is leading. So it's closing in again, Rahul Shivshankar. It's 41 to BJP and 28 to Aam Aadmi Party.
We have Ramesh Biduri who's spoken. Let's just listen in.
दिल्ली की आपदा से लोग परेशान हैं और आपदा से परेशान होने के कारण दिल्ली में जो लोगों ने नर्क झेला है 10 साल, तो मुझे लगता है कि दिल्ली के सम्मानित नागरिक पूर्ण बहुमत भारतीय जनता पार्टी को देंगे और जो देश में विकास हुआ है उस विकास को देखते हुए दिल्ली में भी विकास होना चाहिए। इस मानसिकता को लेकर लोग त्रस्त हैं। पानी एक बूंद बढ़ाया नहीं गया, वो 950 MGD पानी 1300 MGD चाहिए दिल्ली में। तो दिल्ली के लोगों ने इस बारी बदलाव का मूड रखा है और जो राष्ट्र के अंदर मोदी साहब ने विकास किया पूरे देश में, दिल्ली भी उसी दिशा में चले कि दिल्ली का विकास हो। इसलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी दिल्ली में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी। कुछ शीला जी के द्वारा सीटों का जो डिलिमिटेशन किसी ज़माने में कांग्रेस के द्वारा किया गया, जिससे खुद ही अपनी वो हिट विकेट शीला दीक्षित जी हुई थी, इस प्रकार की कॉन्स्पिरेसी करके कि वोटों को सीटों को इस तरह से बनाया गया। एक वर्ग है जो वर्ग भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट कास्ट करने में परहेज करता है, उनको धीरे धीरे जोड़ जाड़ के ऐसा करने का प्रयास शीला जी ने किया था। उस डेमोग्राफी के कारण केजरीवाल 2 बार चुनाव इसलिए जीत गए कि मुफ्त की रेवड़ी बांटनी और झूठे वायदे करने। अब 10 साल में केजरीवाल जी एक्सपोज हो गए कि वो केवल झूठे वायदे करते हैं, कर कुछ सकते नहीं है।
पीछे चल रही है सर, आप आगे लीड कर रहे हैं, किस तरीके से?
देखो, ये कालका जी की जनता का डेवलपमेंट को लेकर अगर उनको चाहिए डेवलपमेंट होगा तो स्वाभाविक है आतिशी की वो विदाई करेंगे। वो मैं कोई किसी को लीड देने वाला नहीं हूँ, ये कोई रेसलिंग नहीं है, ये कोई कंपटीशन टेस्ट दे के हम आगे नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं, ये जनता के आशीर्वाद का है। कालका जी की जनता आशीर्वाद अगर देगी तो स्वाभाविक है आतिशी को लौटना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आतिशी ने पिछले 5 साल में क्षेत्र में केजरीवाल जी ने दिल्ली में कुछ कराया नहीं है। और अगर इन परिस्थितियों में भी केजरीवाल को लोग अगर वोट देते हैं तो वो वर्ग जो देश में विकास, देश की तरक्की चाहता है, तो वो लोग वास्तव में इस बात को लेकर व्यथित होगा। लेकिन मेरा 100% मानना है कि इस बारी आपदा जा रही है और भाजपा आ रही है दिल्ली के विकास को लेकर।
बीजेपी के मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरा आप होंगे?
ये बेकार की बातें करने का लाभ नहीं है। हम सेवा के काम करने के लिए राजनीति में हैं। ना तो केजरीवाल हमारे बारे में तय करेगा, ना कोई और तय करेगा। हमारा पार्टी नेतृत्व है और हम किस व्यक्ति का कहाँ उपयोग होता है उस हिसाब से राष्ट्र के निर्माण में कौन कहाँ बढ़िया काम कर सकता है। हम जैसे पहले 3 बार विधायक रहे थे तब कौन से तब विकास सेवा की।
Election Commission also, the BJP has crossed the halfway mark at about 36 leads, but there is a realignment that is happening. The BJP's lead has slid to 40, Aam Aadmi Party catching up and nearing the 30 number at 29. Arvind Kejriwal, for the first time since counting has begun, has now moved into the lead. Zaka Jacob.
Jangpura also, Mr. Sisodia is leading in Jangpura and Mr. Kejriwal is leading in New Delhi. I think in a matter of about half an hour, you will see Atishi also catch up on the lead. which is perhaps why Mr. Biduri came quickly and gave his bite. But I think slowly you're seeing that catch-up happening.
So
For
it's
the first
30
time
and
since
39
this
now.
morning.
Both of them in 30s
Yeah.
in terms of leads also. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
for the first time since counting began, Mr. Kejriwal and Mr. Sisodia are both leading right now.
So Ravi Srivastava finally chirping
finding
a
a
bit,
voice.
smiling a bit, finding his voice because the AAP is now getting into the
But if
competition
the
a bit.
Axis
Yeah.
poll or the other polls are to hold, the exit polls, then this is where things will start breaking away. That the AAP will get restricted to about 28, 29, and the BJP will start streaking ahead. Now, we'll have to watch that, because if that doesn't happen, that means the exit polls were slightly off the mark. This is going to be a really tight contest, and it's going to go down to the wire. Until 12 o'clock, we may not even still have a result, which is worthy of being called.
I
In
think
this election, either the Aam Aadmi Party will face an existential crisis or the exit poll industry, because they can't keep getting it wrong again and again.
disaster for the exit polls.
So one of the other entities will have existential crisis, either the AAP or the exit poll industry. Yes, Kriha. Arvind Kejriwal leading now. Yes.
Trailing Jaka. So even as Arvind Kejriwal has managed that lead, Saurav Bhardwaj, one of the key candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party, is now trailing by just 250, in fact, by 459 votes, I'm told. Atishi's margin has also now increased back to over 1,000 votes, in fact, 1,100, that Mr. Biduri is, in fact, leading as far as Kalka ji is
Saurav
concerned.
is now trailing.
And 254, that's the lead for Arvind Kejriwal from New Delhi.
Only
Now,
by
Saurav
200.
Bhardwaj, everyone was saying, has done the best
But
work.
No, he's trailing. I think this is really close. It's going
It's
to
a
go
very
down to the
close
wire
one.
till
Now
perhaps
see, again
noon, I
flip-flop
think.
happened. AAP slips to 28. BJP
You
leads to
cannot have
42.
a one-sided
with
horse
each
race.
round of counting and each constituency, I think the leads will be very, very tight
I mean,
fights.
if you're talking about a
But it's opening up.
42% vote share,
Yeah.
even at the worst, all exit polls said the the AAP will get 42%. That means it's going to
Yeah.
be in the running for a long time.
Where Ramesh Biduri,
Yeah.
who's just once again got into the lead against Atishi, is with us, and Alka Lamba is with us here. Ananya, yes.
कि आम आदमी पार्टी एक्सपोज 100% हो गई। दिल्ली के लोगों ने उनको एक चांस दिया था, उन्होंने झूठ बोला, पहले 5 साल में कुछ नहीं किया, मुझे मोदी जी काम नहीं करने दे रहे। अब उन्होंने माना है कि मैं सड़कें नहीं बना पाया, जबना साफ नहीं कर पाया, खुद मान लिया। अब नहीं कहा उन्होंने मुझे मोदी जी काम नहीं करने दे रहे, क्योंकि अगर वो ये कहते तो फिर दिल्ली की जनता कहती कि मोदी जी तो 5 साल और प्रधानमंत्री रहने वाले हैं, तो हम क्यों तुझे वोट दें, क्यों विकास कराएं। तो कुछ लोगों ने, जो केजरीवाल ने रेवड़ियाँ बांटी अपने निजी लोगों को, और कुछ गरीब लोगों को उन्होंने, अपने निजी लोगों को और कुछ गरीब लोगों को उन्होंने जो रेवड़ी बांटकर लालच देने का काम किया था, उसमें काफ़ी हद तक लोगों ने उनको नकार दिया है।
बार बार ये कहा जा रहा है कि जो इलेक्शन कमीशन है उसका इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, पुलिस का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है वोट को इधर उधर करने के लिए। किस तरीके से आप
ये शुरू से ट्रेंड चला रहा है, अपनी कभी कोई देखता नहीं है। चोर अदालत में खड़ा होकर कभी थोड़ी कहता मैंने चोरी की है, पुलिस ने मुझे नाजायज बंद कर दिया है। तो एजेंसियां, संस्थाएं कभी किसी को चुनाव बनाती होती तो इमरजेंसी के दौरान भी इंदिरा जी ने इमरजेंसी लगाई थी, 77 में चुनाव हुए थे और इंदिरा जी को लोगों ने हटा दिया था जी। तो संस्थाएं, एजेंसियां अपना काम करती हैं, इसी काम के लिए बनाए, लोकतंत्र को स्थापित रखने के लिए। उन पर झूठे दोषारोपण नहीं करने चाहिए।
So this was Mr. Ramesh Biduri who was speaking to us. You heard him saying that the Aam Aadmi Party has lost its mandate. The people of Delhi are not choosing the Aam Aadmi Party, and all the allegations that have been leveled by, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party, as far as the election commission is concerned, all of them are completely baseless. Because
Well, we'll have to see whether or not he holds on to that lead that he has, Ananya, right now. Whether or not he has that lead, which is a slender one, about 1,100 votes, as we got the report from the live result hub, vis-a-vis Atishi and Alka Lamba. So 42 leads for the BJP, 28 for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress lead has also gone away.
Yeah,
so the
Badli's
Congress
seat.
is 0 now.
Yeah,
so the
Badli's
Badli
seat,
seat
BJP
has now flipped.
BJP is leading.
So the
Sir,
BJP has now taken the Badli seat away from the Congress party. So the Congress is at 0. I'm going to check if Nikul Patel is still with us. But what does this then define national politics? How is it defined? So it's a live studio. It's about 9:45 in the morning. All of you watching this broadcast, our viewers must be just having a breakfast and then that half cup of chai or coffee as your habit is. There is food doing the rounds even on our tables here quietly with all our guests sneaking in
Except
a few
for the two
bites
of
around,
us.
except for the two of us who are standing here and
Sing
getting
for
you this
your supper.
coverage. Huh?
Sing for your supper.
No, I'll tell you what. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, viewers, if you help us out, here's the promise that we are making. If you help us out, if you are with us right through this result day live coverage, and if we are the number one on YouTube, if we are the number one on television, if we are the number one across the platforms, because you are sticking with us as we get you the real numbers, you will see song and dance here. That's what we can promise.
So
it doesn't matter which party wins, which party loses.
We are leading on YouTube with 3,13,000 concurrent viewers right now.
Yeah, it's got to happen till the result happens. It's got to happen till the result consolidates. So you got to stay with us and you will see song and dance here. That's the promise we can make. Not because a political party has won or a pollster has got something right. It's because you are with us here on News 18. Yeah.
Okay, but very quickly, look, let's just get back to the grind here, so to speak, the standing vigil that you guys are keeping. Look at look at that map and look at the vote share. Now, the vote share is the interesting game here. That means the BJP has got some momentum behind it. That means even in this initial stage, where leads are going up and back and forth, etc., etc. This is not a walkover for the AAP by any stretch of the imagination. The BJP is very tightly in the lead in vote share terms. And
but there's a 5% gap only, huh? So the AAP has narrowed the gap.
Remember,
5% gap is enough.
Most polls gave it 42, 48 in any case. So if the exit poll, at least one of them...
to 47.6 versus 42.9.
That's right.
Which is exactly in line with what the average of the polls was saying.
Exit pollsters. So the exit pollsters have done some serious homework this time because their credibility is also online.
But look at the ground the BJP has traversed. So it's 11% in the positive. That's not small. That's a huge swing. At least.
And the AAP has also slid down the same 11%. Exactly. So that entire swing voter.
This tells you there is a mood here which is not in the favor of the AAP. Now, how much we don't know. Whether it will result in a lot of conversions of seats.
This is important because AAP was for the last 10 years seen Delhi was seen as an impregnable castle for AAP.
Yes.
And certainly AAP went into this election 4 or 5 months back thinking that. Kejriwal, even the Lok Sabha, betted his entire credibility on the line, which people didn't listen to. So this is a tectonic shift, I think, in Delhi politics. Whatever the final number is, something is shifted in Delhi's politics.
Shifted in Delhi's politics, and the AAP had a huge advantage. They decided all their seats first. They did all the campaigning much before.
And by that I mean, sorry, I want to add, Smita, what I mean is that for 25 years, Delhi has not trusted trusted the BJP for a state election. And that seems to be changing.
I just wanted to bring in these two women from the Aam Aadmi Party. Very Draupadi kind of fight that they've led. One is Alka Lamba and the other one is Swati Maliwal. Swati Maliwal, of course, has been going, door-to-door campaigning against Kejriwal, made it a very intense personal battle against Kejriwal. And the second, if I may complete, the second one is Alka Lamba, who went to the Congress, and from Kalkaji Assembly, she seems to have conceded because she says no matter what the result, we'll keep fighting, etc., etc. But she says that if Arvind Kejriwal is trailing or losing, she says it for certain Manish Sisodia and Atishi will also lose.
Wow.
These two women, that's one point that Alka Lamba said.
Why is she a factor?
She is a bigger factor than people discuss. People talk about all kinds of things on development model and all. But that women voter that you keep saying that AAP has, they still have a lot of that. But there has been erosion because, and we don't want to put any conjectures, there's all kind of rumors going around. But Delhi is very good with rumors.
So out of the women voter...
And those kind of rumors are, and that whole violence in his office, things like that, that dented the whole...
The women voter constituency is 41, BJP is leading in 26 and AAP only in 15. But BJP last time around won only one of those seats. So 25 out of 26 are seats that the AAP held.
So it's a real... Mr. Kejriwal's statement, he says if the women vote sticks with us, we're through. If it doesn't, now if there's even a breach in this women vote, this was a real consolidated vote behind the AAP. If that is shifting, even by 50%, there's trouble.
ये RSS की पैनी नजर women voters पे है. From the word go, he's been saying.
Well, because they're
that is-
indecisive.
It's very
I know. This is very strange. It's a very strangely
No, I didn't
articulated.
mean it.
देखिए,
He's been talking
because
about
they are
it
the most
from-
sensible,
so-
the most steadfast voters, okay?
Okay.
Nothing much
Totally
more than that.
flattered with your dependence on women voters to make such a difference in the Delhi
Look, the
election.
Delhi-
No, but
Okay.
I want to make a point.
I'm listening.
Women
I'm-
voters in this election, this is the first election in Delhi state assembly where more women have voted than men.
Manikam Tagore has just
There you go.
Congress
I mean,
is
not in
absolute
Zach will-
numbers.
Zach will
Yeah.
come in
No,
with
no,
that.
Nalin, again, not in absolute
not in
numbers.
absolute number, percentage.
Not
number.
even in percentage terms,
Percentage.
but anyway,
Percentage
go
terms,
ahead.
yes, I think.
No, only in
No,
some
no, no.
numbers.
In
Only
some
percentage.
constituencies, not overall.
So-
Okay,
so-
now Manikam Tagore of the Congress has just tweeted, December 1st, 2024, the question asked to Arvind Kejriwal in a press conference, will there be a Gadbandhan in Delhi? And he said, Delhi mein koi Gadbandhan nahi hoga. And he said, hashtag Delhi results. So that's what Manikam Tagore
So
is
Manikam Tagore represents, you know who?
Huh.
The High Command.
High command. So the Congress saying it
The
was
state
Arvind
unit has a
Kejriwal
very
who walked
different
out of the
view. Sandeep
Gadbandhan.
Dixit said, over
Arvind
my dead
Kejriwal who
body
walked
will
out of the
there be an
Gadbandhan.
alliance.
देखो नतीजा क्या हो गया.
Yeah. So is this guy actually not speaking to the AAP? Is he speaking to the Sandeep Dixits of his party who did not want an alliance with the AAP? That's also a question that can be thrown up here.
Correct. So within the Congress also there are two groups. One
Two
group that
groups.
wanted to continue with the India alliance and they continue to work with AAP. One group now that is blaming Aam Aadmi Party.
Not even a single conference.
Okay.
Anand, in this what happens is that there are some who are saying कि हम long term देख रहे थे. What is the long term repercussions? अब long term got over in 2024. Elections are over, so now you have to look short term, which is why in Haryana, when the Aam Aadmi Party totally announced that all 90 we are going to be fighting on our own, that was a sure shot signal that when in Haryana they don't even exist, you know, and to say that we will take on, they are not willing to even talk to the Congress party in Haryana. That was a sure shot signal that in Delhi they're not going to talk to you. So ye lagbag mana ho gaya, which Arvind Kejriwal had said about the Congress. This time it was the other way around. It was lagbag mana kari diya maine. From Aam Aadmi Party.
And the point that I want to make about women, coming back to this conversation, importantly, look, in a low turnout, where men have not come out in adequate numbers to be counted, women have actually done better than men in proportion by coming out to be counted. Not in absolute numbers, in proportion. So fundamentally, the women had more skin in this game. The men were slightly more, well, I mean, you know, what difference does it make, AAP or BJP, hamara kya hai? The point is, the woman voter is going to be the swing voter of this election, and that's why Mr. Kejriwal, being a canny politician, made that desperate appeal at the last moment.
The 10%.
Yes, अगर आप आओगी हमारे लिए तो फिर हम बच जाएंगे, नहीं आओगी तो फिर हमारा
तो
प्रॉब्लम
उसमें भी टेढ़ा बोला ना that the EVMs are going to be working against the Aam Aadmi Party, but that EVM का negative will turn positive if the women voter votes for us. There was like multiple.
Women have different EVMs.
This is
Pink
anecdotal,
colored
Rahul,
EVM.
but you know, I was speaking to
Pink
somebody
EVM.
somebody who lives in Old Delhi. It's a traditional affluent family, and she was telling me that the lower middle class households, etc., that she was speaking to, and this is entirely anecdotal, but they were saying that we would this time दीदी हम लोग तो बीजेपी को वोट करेंगे
मेरा सो उल्टा चल रहा है
क्योंकि 25
The anecdotal evidence that I got was completely different from
2500
this.
दे रहे हैं और बीजेपी तो देता भी है. So BJP has a track record of direct benefit transfer.
Maybe that Punjab non-delivery
socialist
has
credentials.
cost. I mean, you can't be lying on one side of the border and then expecting people to believe you.
People, these days news travels, and even the Maharashtra scheme, like it's not like people in Delhi have not heard. Like they're like, okay, that's worked there. So
Consistency is what is the lack of consistency,
But
perhaps in the
one has
between
to give
the
it to
Karni and the
BJP.
Kathni.
One has to give it to the BJP, the way it has come back from 4th June 2024, when it did, significantly worse than what it had expected.
Can we go back to that magic wall
learned is
and go into
fantastic.
some of the clusters, Zach, and get a sense of really, I mean,
lower income groups, again, it's sort of neck and neck, but the BJP has done better than the AAP. 19 out of 32 seats, which are lower income groups. 19 of those seats the BJP is leading in, 13 only for the AAP. But it's a 16 loss. So 16 more seats the AAP had. They had 29 of the lower income seats out of 32 last time around. It's a significant erosion of the lower income seats as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. The middle class, we keep talking about the middle class, almost anywhere between a third and a fourth of Delhi is middle class. Out of 28 out of 70 seats, again the BJP, 18 out of those 28 the BJP is leading in, the AAP only in 10. A large part of that comes from West Delhi, and I keep going back to West Delhi, whether it's Harinagar, whether it is Rajouri Garden, whether it is Moti Nagar, whether it is Patel Nagar, all of these seats, it is the BJP candidate who's leading.
And these are high density clusters.
And these are high population clusters. Yes, Saurabh Bharadwaj is trailing in Greater Kailash, and so is Mr. Bharti in Malviya Nagar.
You know, Saurabh Bharadwaj trailing, this just goes to show that the Congress has impacted on the Aam Aadmi Party because the BJP candidate was not expected to win. Shikha Roy, she was not expected to win at all. But the Aam Aadmi Party has got hit because him trailing makes absolute no sense. So here, the Congress has eaten up into the Aam Aadmi Party votes.
Even in the neighbouring constituency of Kasturba Nagar, where Abhishek Dutt of the Congress is fighting, it's the BJP candidate who's leading there.
So
in Kasturba Nagar.
Here what happens is Abhishek Dutt was the favourite to win out here. So again, the vote has got splintered between the Congress and the AAP, and BJP.
Can we have a comparison of the two maps?
Yeah.
The last
So
assembly and this one?
This is 2025 map. Yeah. Let's go and check the 2020 Vidhan Sabha map. Here you go. This is the 2020 Vidhan Sabha.
Wow. I mean, this is a complete chameleon-like color change.
Yeah. So
I mean, this
because it mirrors the Lok Sabha map. That's one point.
I wish we could put all the three maps together: the Lok Sabha map, the Vidhan Sabha 2020 map, and of course the 25 map. That would give us a fair indication of which way this election is going.
This is the 2025 Vidhan Sabha. Let's look at the Lok Sabha 2024, whether it mirrors Lok Sabha 2024. More or less.
More or less. And it's those pockets where the Congress and the AAP together made impact. That's again where in 2025 the AAP continues to hold a bit of sway.
The Congress clearly has lost its vote to the BJP and
it's moved to the... See, the Congress is no player here, but it's the third... It's the third player. Ramesh Biduri ji is with us. Ramesh Biduri ji, namaste. कालका जी में आपको क्या लग रहा है? अभी तक तो दिख रहा है कि आप आगे हैं, बढ़त आपको भी है और भाजपा को भी है दिल्ली में.
नहीं, देखो केजरीवाल ने जो 10 साल में झूठ परोसा, केजरीवाल ने जो बेईमानी की सारी हदें पार की, शराब घोटाला करना, 52 करोड़ का शीश महल बना लेना अपने लिए, दिल्ली के झुग्गी झोपड़ी के लोग वही नार के जीवन जीते रहे, पीने का दिल्ली वासियों को पानी नहीं, और आपने कहा मैं सिक्योरिटी लूँगा, 2-2 राज्य की सिक्योरिटी, आपने कहा कार नहीं लूँगा, 2.5-3 करोड़ की कारें आपने खरीद ली 10 साल में सरकारी. तो इसीलिए केजरीवाल जी एक्सपोज हुए. यमुना को मैं साफ नहीं कर पाऊंगा, 5 चीज़ में वोट मांगने नहीं आऊँगा, और बेहयाई के कारण फिर वोट मांगने आ गई, तो इतना तो दिल्ली की जनता समझेगी. एक वर्ग है वो नहीं समझने वाला है, उनको केवल बीजेपी से एलर्जी है, तो वो वर्ग नहीं समझेगा, लेकिन बाकी दिल्ली की जनता तो समझेगी ना जी.
पर रमेश बिदुरी जी, इस बार तो बीजेपी ने भी रेवड़ियां बांटी हैं. उन्होंने भी कहा है कि जो आपको मिल रहा था वो तो मिलेगा ही, उससे ज्यादा देंगे. तो फिर फर्क क्या हो गया दोनों में? फिर
कौन जानता है यार.
आई एम सॉरी. पढ़े लिखे होने के बाद अंतर करना सीखिए. ये चैनल जो करते हैं, बीजेपी ने कभी रेवड़ी नहीं बांटी. बीजेपी ने गरीब आदमी के एम्पावरमेंट के लिए, उसकी आवश्यकता की पूर्ति के लिए गरीबों को दिया है. अगर अन्न दिया जा रहा है 6,000 लोगों को, 6,000 रुपए लोगों को, तो छोटे किसानों को, गरीबों को दिया जा रहा है, सबको नहीं दिया जा रहा. गैस का कनेक्शन क्या गरीब परिवार की बेटी को नहीं मिलना चाहिए? 70 साल में मुहैया नहीं हो पाया, वो मजदूरी करता है, तो 11 करोड़ गैस के कनेक्शन दिए. झुग्गी झोपड़ी में रहने वाली जो माता बहनें हैं, जो गरीब परिवार की बहनें हैं, उनको अगर मध्य प्रदेश में पहले से बीजेपी देती आ रही है महिला सम्मान के रूप में, वो देने की बात करिए. तुम ही अपने जेब खर्चा, अगर पापा जब तुम्हें स्कूल भेजते रहे होंगे या अपने बेटे को भेजोगे, और उसकी पॉकेट मनी आप 500 रुपये दे दो 10वीं क्लास में, और 11वीं में पॉकेट मनी 400 कर दो, तो बेटा क्या कहेगा आपके बारे में? एक बार इस देश में किसी को कोई चीज मिल जाती है तो लोकतंत्र में लोग कहते हैं मेरा हक छीनने का काम हो रहा है. तो मोदी जी किसी का हक नहीं छीनते. किसी सरकार ने ऐसी गलती की है और किसी को अननेसेसरी उसको देने का काम किया है, तो मोदी जी उसका हक क्यों छीने? तो मोदी जी ने कहा है जिसको हक पुरानी सरकारों ने दिया उसका हक अब मिलता रहेगा. उसके लिए डेवलपमेंट इफेक्ट पड़ेगा, लेकिन केंद्र से मदद करके डेवलपमेंट को दिल्ली में किया जाएगा. तो इसीलिए मोदी साहब ने कोई रेवड़ी नहीं बांटी है, कोई नई ऐसी योजना लागू नहीं की. जो पहले से बीजेपी 10 साल से देश में दे रही है, वही दिल्ली में घोषणा की गई है.
पर एक बात बताइए रमेश बिथुरी जी, अगर आम आदमी पार्टी कहती है महिलाओं को 2100 देंगे, बीजेपी ने कहा है कि हम 2500 देंगे। तो कहीं ना कहीं राजनीति कहीं उस लेवल पर नहीं आ गई कि आपको जो कहा गया वो देना तो पड़ेगा, उसके ऊपर से आपको गवर्नेंस करके दिखाना पड़ेगा। ये चैलेंज तो बढ़ गए आपके।
बिल्कुल, हम कोई चैलेंज नहीं है। हम मध्य प्रदेश में दे रहे हैं 1000 रुपये, हम छत्तीसगढ़ में दे रहे हैं, हम महाराष्ट्र में दे रहे हैं, हम हरियाणा में दे रहे हैं। कोई इफेक्ट हुआ क्या? कोई डेवलपमेंट पे फर्क पड़ा क्या? मोदी जी किसान सम्मान निधि के 11 करोड़ लोगों को 6000 दे रहे हैं, कोई डेवलपमेंट पे फर्क पड़ा क्या? वो बजट की रेशो देखी जाती है, बजट के अनुसार कितना पैसा लोगों के वेलफेयर के लिए लगाना है, कितना पैसा डेवलपमेंट में लगाना है। लेकिन आप एक मुश्त, जब बांग्लादेश से आ जाओ, चाहे कोई वर्ग हो, किसी को आवश्यकता है नहीं है, लो मुझे वोट दे दो, लालच लोगों में देकर और सबको बांट रहे हो, इसको रेवड़ी कहते हैं।
देखिए,
आप दिल्ली मीडिया को समझना पड़ेगा। सॉरी,
नहीं, मैं समझ गया आपकी बात, पर ये कंपल्शन भी तो हो गया। मैं इस बात से कह रहा हूं कि एक राजनेता होकर के आपकी भूमिका काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट भी हो सकती है आगे जाकर, जैसा भी पार्टी तय करेगी। लेकिन मैं ये चाहता हूं कि क्या ये दिल्ली की पॉलिटिक्स हो गई है कि जब तक आप कुछ किसी को फ्री में नहीं देते हो तब तक वो आपको वोट नहीं देंगे, और उसके बाद आपको जो भी काम करना है उनके लिए वो भी करना पड़ेगा, विकास का काम।
देखो, ये ट्रेंड साउथ से चल रहा है। बंगाल में देखिए आप, बंगाल में क्या चल रहा है, तेलंगाना में देखिए आप, तमिलनाडु में देखिए आप, है ना? ये सब जगह ट्रेंड चलाने का प्रयास किया, ये भाजपा ने नहीं किया। देश इसीलिए कांग्रेस के टाइम में भी यही चला, एक वर्ग रईस होता चला गया था। ये ट्रेंड पहले से चला आ रहा है। एकदम आने के बाद अगर हाथ किसी पत्थर के नीचे दब जाए, उसको झटके से खींचोगे तो छिल जाएगा, उसको धीरे धीरे निकाला जाता है। तो इसलिए ट्रेंड चल रहा है। लोगों में विश्वास धीरे धीरे मोदी जी पैदा कर रहे हैं कि गरीब आदमी का अगर विकसित भारत हो जाएगा तो उसको एक टेंशन खत्म हो जाएगी कि MBBS उसका अगर प्रतिभाशाली बच्चा करना चाहेगा तो उसको फीस नहीं देनी पड़ेगी। आज आयुष्मान भारत कार्ड बनाकर 5 लाख लोगों को हेल्थ फैसिलिटी जो देने का काम मोदी जी कर रहे हैं, तो इसलिए जो बीमार होगा उसी को मिलेगा ना। तो अब आदमी को ये लगेगा कि मेरे परिवार में कोई बीमार हो जाएगा, मुझे गहने नहीं बेचने पड़ेंगे, मुझे असेसरी दो हराम से पैसा लेकर उसको इकट्ठा नहीं करना पड़ेगा, वो सेटिस्फैक्शन हो जाएगा उस व्यक्ति को। तो इस प्रकार की योजनाएं लाकर कि जो नीडी है उसको दिया जाए, इसमें थोड़ा समय लगेगा, लेकिन ये बंद हो जाएगा धीरे धीरे मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में। मोदी जी को बंद।
आपका आकलन क्या है कालका जी को लेकर और दिल्ली को लेकर? अभी तो आंकड़े 41-29 दिखा रहे हैं, 41 इन फेवर ऑफ बीजेपी।
मेरा मामला है भारतीय जनता पार्टी 39 से लेकर 50 सीटों के बीच में आएगी। मैं पहले 46 कहता रहा हूँ, आज तक 40 सीटों के बीच में, लेकिन अभी मुझे पता नहीं है क्या कौन सी सीट का क्या ट्रेंड है। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी और कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी 50 तक भी पहुंच जाएगी।
अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल, आतिशी और मनीष सिसोदिया हारते हैं तो इसका मतलब क्या? अंतिम प्रश्न आपसे।
नहीं, मतलब साफ है ना कि यही लोग बड़े चोर थे, यही 2 जेल गए थे, इन्होंने वायदे किए थे। जो एरिया में MLA इनका नाम से जो जीत करा रहा था, तो इसलिए मुखिया ही भ्रष्ट थे, तो इसलिए मुखिया को अगर मार दिया जाए, अगर शतरंज के में प्यादे मारने से कोई लाभ नहीं है, राजा को मारा जाता है तो अपना आप सारे प्यादे मर जाते हैं जी।
रमेश बिदुरी जी, ऑल द वेरी वेरी बेस्ट।
तो जनता ने राजा को मार दिए, राजाओं को मार रही है। ठीक है,
आपको बात ठीक, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। नतीजे समाप्त होने के बाद आपसे फिर बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। सो 39-31 at this point, Ramesh Biduri saying that the people of Delhi have rejected the false promises of Arvind Kejriwal, and because some of these promises have been made in the past, so the compulsion for the current governments or the incumbents or even the aspirants to continue with the promises while delivering on governance. So celebrations have begun for the BJP. Yes.
Touch 31,
so, and the BJP is slipping below 40.
It's still early. I know that the BJP is celebrating. We saw that in Haryana elections where the Congress was celebrating very quickly. Let's not.
See, I'll tell you one thing. It's post 10 o'clock. I said very clearly, post 10 o'clock you will see reactions. Look at how the Congress is reacting. The Congress has somewhere called the elections for Delhi. They have called the elections saying that the AAP is losing because Manikam Tagore, Alka Lamba, look what they say. Alka Lamba is contesting. No, I'm just saying Alka Lamba is contesting. Alka Lamba is against Ramesh Biduri and Atishi.
So she's saying that he's winning. But my problem with the Congress is this. When it loses, the EVM is to blame. When its competitors, even whether they're in the India bloc, lose, then they deserve it. How is this possible? How is this possible that now they're delighting in the AAP's loss? They're not blaming the EVM. Rahul Gandhi yesterday, and I saw that press conference, there was Supriya Sule on one side, and there was another leader Sanjay Raut on the other. He's sitting in the middle, and he says, I'm speaking for all the opposition. Today, is this party speaking for all the opposition? Is it going to speak up for the AAP and say, no, there is something wrong with the EVM, the EC didn't tell us what the overall turnout was, they only gave it to us late. Now, you can't do this.
No. Sharad Pawar's NCP, Sanjay Raut and Rahul Gandhi, these three parties are not all the opposition. That's what the thought process within the India alliance is, where the Trinamool Congress believes, the RJD believes, the Samajwadi Party believes, and now the Aam Aadmi Party believes that we are a better opposition than you are. So that's what.
Where is the war room?
See,
Have you seen any of these top rung of the Congress, as Rahul has pointed out? Where are the top rung of the Congress party? Koi bhi nikla hai? Who has come out and gone to the counting centers or have a war room or talk to the press? Nothing.
Don't you see that there is between Haryana, Delhi and Maharashtra, the Congress localized the entire election management and campaigning rather than having too many of its national leaders being involved. And they are trying to say, okay, you believe locally you will fight and we don't want Rahul Gandhi, you don't want the central leadership to be involved. Try and fight the local elections and show me what you can do. Bhupinder Hooda lost. Nana Patole and Prithviraj Chavan and the rest of the gang, they could not make inroads. And now Sandeep Dixit, and this is what will be told to Sandeep Dixit, Ajay Makhan, that you have not been able to deliver. Into the numbers.
A couple of things
40-30 again.
So SC reserve seats, I think Nalin had mentioned this. So now I think we're seeing a bit of a change there in SC reserve seats. AAP is leading in 8, BJP in 4. So I think AAP is holding on to some of those Dalit voters. Also want to bring into focus the Purvanchal influence. Purvanchali voters, again, was a substantial AAP base. They still have the lead, but it's just a neck-and-neck thing between AAP and BJP. Much of them on the eastern side of Delhi, it's 13 to AAP and 12 to BJP. So Purvanchali voters and Dalit voters, the AAP seems to be holding on. Let's also quickly check on the Muslim voters, where the Muslim voters are in excess of 30%. Again, in Old Delhi, I see that AAP is... okay, there again, AAP is leading by 2. So out of the 10 seats, AAP 6 and BJP 4, including, of course, in Chandni Chowk and Sadar Bazaar,
But in all these clusters, there's been attrition for the AAP. The AAP is holding on, but just barely. There's been
gains
attrition.
for the BJP, significant
How many rounds of counting? Let's quickly check with Griha. Yes, Griha.
While we are at it, because the rounds are really, beginning to trickle in. Right now we are learning, and this is an interesting update. So far, the biggest lead is coming for a BJP candidate from Mustafabad. So that is something, and the lead is of 16,181 votes. Mr. Bish there is leading. 7 rounds have been counted in Vishwasnagar. BJP has a lead of more than 8,000 votes there. Shahadra 2, this 5th round, BJP has a lead of 4,200 votes. So that is there. Also, we are going to tell our viewers that Delhi Cant is where the results come in first, because there are just about 8 rounds that need to be counted there. Out of there, the 3rd round of counting is on, and BJP has a very slim lead of just 303 votes right now.
Okay, thanks for that update,
Shakur Basti, he's trailing. Mr. Jain, Satyendra Jain, the former health minister, is trailing.
The gentleman who went to jail, you're saying.
Satyendra Jain who went to jail. See,
all the jailbirds are having a problem.
Also, Rakhi Birla, former speaker of Aam Aadmi Party, is also trailing.
Is trailing. See, the 4-5 big figureheads of faces. Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi, Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Gopal Rai, Rakhi Birla. These are the 6 who are central, along with the likes of Saurabh Bharadwaj, Somnath Bharti. Now, this would be the 5 or 8 people of the Aam Aadmi Party who are the big faces. Saurabh Bharadwaj, so far, has steered clear of any controversy, and he's been working very well in his constituency. Now, if he loses...
He's leading again.
So, he's back in the lead. Saurabh Bharadwaj is in the lead. The rest, Rakhi Birla was speaker. But the other 6 have been part of this entire core Arvind Kejriwal, Kejri model of governance, and also the inner control. So, Arvind, if he lost control, he depended on Manish Sisodia, Gopal Rai.
The only ones in the AAP
and then there is also Sanjay Singh, who's an MP who's not contesting in this
election. The only ones in the AAP right now who are safe are the Rajya Sabha lot.
We have to see.
But 1 minute.
What does that imply with the people of Delhi? You know what Smita was just saying. Smita was saying a short while ago how they said that if...
What is the situation in New Delhi?
Kejriwal is right now leading, but by a few hundred votes.
Few hundred votes. Barely by a few hundred votes in New Delhi. But again, there was this entire... If 2 of the 3 who are in the fray...
now again, Jangpura, Mr. Sisodia is trailing. Mr. Marwa is leading in Jangpura. Again, I don't know the exact margin, but after leading for about 15-20 minutes, again now Mr. Sisodia is trailing in Jangpura.
BJP's Tarvinder Singh Marwa is leading.
But Tarvinder Singh Marwa. So that's what, see, what did you quote Alka Lamba as saying? That Arvind Kejriwal, Sisodia, Atishi, all three will lose.
If Arvind Kejriwal loses, then these two cannot win. That they will also lose. Ojha is also trailing.
Yeah, Ojha has been trailing since morning. Patparganj perhaps explains why Mr. Sisodia changed the seat in the first place. Mr. Ojha has been trailing.
Look at the
since
leads
He was a weak
consolidate once
candidate.
again. 43 to the BJP, 27 to the Aam Aadmi Party. So as more and more EVMs are opening and more rounds of counting, the BJP is continuing to consolidate itself. It's not losing ground. 43-27. Ramesh Biduri, when he spoke with us, he said 39 to 50 is my range, although I've been saying 46 seats. We may cross 50 or we may touch 50, he said. He said, I don't know how things are opening up, but he was quietly confident that he will hold on to Kalkaji, or he will perhaps be able to punch a hole in Kalkaji and win Kalkaji. But it's a big thing that if your top 5-6 faces of the Kejri model of governance are struggling to hold on to their leads and are just by, barely, and they're in a, give and go here. Now, it's 43. Yes, Nalin, you were wanting to make a point here.
I want to make a point that now let's wait and see another half an hour for the leads. But one thing is very clear: the BJP has fought this election like a startup. It's an election. It's an electoral behemoth. But see, when the Congress makes gains, it gains often at the expense because other guy is just not performing well, right? What the BJP has done is it's gone into the opponent's backyard and it's really wresting gains from AAP, right from its core backyard. That tells you something about the nature of politics of the BJP at the moment. And what I think in a national context, from June 4 to now, you've had Haryana, you've had Maharashtra, you've had Delhi, you've basically had a full circle. All the gains, all the losses BJP has had, it's kind of recovered those. I would say it's in a stronger position than much more stronger position than it was then. And Delhi means it's recovered.
I want all of you to also weigh in on this part that Ramesh Biduri said. He said, a promise that's been made already, a dole that's been given, cannot be taken away immediately because that causes dissonance. So we have no other option but to continue the existing dole but deliver a better form of governance. And he said this trend started from the south. He says Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bengal, Karnataka, they have all started this, and now we have to want to do it because the voter has now been spoiled. He says, हाथ के नीचे पत्थर के नीचे हाथ है तो झट से खींचोगे तो छिल जाएगा. So you got to take it out slowly. You got to wean them away slowly.
Talking about the doles, in the Juggi seats out of 18, it's neck and neck. AAP 9, BJP 9. And I think you're right. I mean, it'll be decided in these
those
Juggi
polls
seats.
that I've witnessed were not wrong. Those internal surveys that the BJP conducted where they said that we're making inroads into the disadvantaged clusters of the city. And we're also gaining in the women vote. We don't know where this is. This is about 15 days before the vote was cast. So they were still waiting for the Prime Minister to hit the ground, and then he made that emotional appeal. And the BJP hadn't still really announced its panoply of benefits that it's not.
See, I also want to talk about the Jat votes, because we underplay the Jat influence in Delhi. Parvesh Verma at the end of the day is a Jat. Maybe he was given the wrong constituency, but look at the outer Delhi constituencies, Narela, Rithala, all of that. These are constituencies that the BJP has never won. And I want to compare this to the 2020 Vidhan Sabha map. Look at all this sea of saffron around the outskirts of Delhi. Let's take a look at how it was in 2020 Vidhan Sabha.
Wow.
Look at that. That entire thing. BJP did not win a single seat in all of these constituencies. Jat dominated seats.
Mr. Biduri made a very interesting remark. And he said that, look, I don't know if you caught on. He said, Sheila Dikshit suffered because of delimitation.
Delimitation.
She made that point. I think the BJP, when you said maybe you've not got the right constituency, I think the BJP has been able to go down into every little constituency and figure out the demographics there very accurately, because the way they picked their candidates this time, most of them nameless faces, by the way. There's a lot of pressure on the Amit Shah, coterie to basically accommodate a lot of known names. They haven't done that. Correct. A lot of their people are unknowns.
See, Parvesh Sharma, Ramesh Biduri, MPs not given tickets, asked to fight MLA elections, one against former Chief Minister, another one sitting Chief Minister. Satish Upadhyay, again, going on to take on a high-profile candidate. And then Tarvinder Singh Marwa, up against Manish Sisodia. The BJP is telling these leaders, we are not going to name you. you perform, you defeat them, then immediately you become candidates for potential chief ministers.
And that's also a way to unite the party. If
yeah,
everyone has a skin in the game, no one is going to pull each other
all
down.
of you have got to beat an incumbent who's been there around for a decade in Delhi politics and is a strong person. So these are all possibilities which the BJP has looked very carefully. But the other point I was trying to make, and I just lost my train of thought there, coming back to the clusters. The BJP seems to have gone and said on ground, I will continue the existing doles, but I'll deliver you better governance.
Yeah.
I will not only give you your free bus, I will not only give you 2,500 rupees, if they are saying 21, I'll give you 25, but I will clean up the Yamuna for you.
And
I will build better roads for you. I will build a Viksit Delhi while giving you. Suman Berry, the chairperson of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council after Bibek Debroy, the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog, he told me, he said, Anand, we figured out a model where growth and inclusion can go hand in hand. And that's what we're going to work on. That's what the Prime Minister wants to deliver. So if the BJP has figured that out, then other parties will now have to play catch up on that front.
Because of its fight with the governor and the centre, stopped one of the main benefits for the elderly.
Yeah.
You know, there was a scheme that was designed specifically for the elderly. They didn't implement it because they said, we must have first dibs. So they got into that
also,
kind of...
Yeah, Zaka, I mean, your point of, the Jat belt, the outer Delhi seats.
He kept saying, Zaka
BJP
kept saying that
well.
this election will be won in Outer Delhi.
No, whether Parvesh Verma wins or loses, giving him a seat against Kejriwal sent the message that Parvesh could become the CM of Delhi.
Elevated
and that sent a message. Also, BJP has given disproportionately more seats to Jat candidates, considering
it's also sending a message to Haryana, no? It's also
Could
sending
be,
a message back to Haryana.
Could be.
That the Jats have not been forgotten.
Yeah.
And this will also help, it will send a message into Punjab. What's going to happen in Punjab going forward, knock-on effect, if these results hold, the AAP is in serious pressure because the Congress will come, biting at the bits.
Well, if
the
Kejriwal
BJP will want to try and make inroads into a place where they steered clear because of SAD and Prakash Singh Badal. So that's not there. That alignment is not there anymore. So the BJP has said, and the Prime Minister in a rally very clearly said, कि देखिए पंजाब का भी नज़ारा बदलेगा. पंजाब में भी परिस्थितियां बदलेंगी. He has said that. So the BJP will move into that direction. There is an eye on Gujarat. You don't want the AAP getting into Gujarat again. You want to keep sure that the mandate happens.
In Okhla, Amanatullah is trailing.
Manish
Chaudhary of the BJP is leading in Okhla right now.
So that's big.
That is a big statement.
That's big. So 43-27. So 3 short of what Ramesh Biduri said. His expectation is that the BJP will lock on, that is 46. But well clear, very well clear. 7 clear or 8 clear of the halfway mark at 43. It's 10:25.
So
around 11 o'clock, do you see this further consolidating in favor of the BJP?
Well, if
given what's happening
if this
now?
trend holds, yes. And if we are by that time, if you are
Sanjay
in 5
Singh
or
is
6
at Arvind
rounds,
Kejriwal's residence. Yeah, please.
if you are at 5 and 6 rounds of counting and this trend is holding, then yes, the AAP is in trouble.
But Arvind leading in New Delhi?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Arvind is leading in New Delhi, but how much we don't know. So we'll have to go back because there's been a
We'll
back
check
and
with
forth
Griha,
there.
yeah.
We'll check with Griha. But if it's 5 or 6 rounds and that trend is holding, it's going to be tough.
So the high women voter turnout that you saw in those 41 constituencies, BJP is leading in 25, AAP only in 16. But all out of 25, 24 are pickups from the
from the Aam Aadmi. So the women
gains.
voters have swung in a different direction compared to what many would have thought. Yes, Griha.
Are in fact getting to know that Kejriwal is still maintaining that lead. Right now, the website is still at 343, but we'll get you a fresh update. Do we have an update on New Delhi? Arvind Kejriwal leading by just 223 there.
It's a big thanks for that update. There 223 votes for the AAP convener, former Chief Minister of Delhi.
It's looking difficult for him. Looking difficult. He might even lose this. He might even lose this. This is not a resounding, emphatic reassertion of his credibility. This is actually now becoming a problem.
And New Delhi is a small constituency. It has barely about 1 lakh voters.
I mean, I'm just thinking he'll have to come to the press conference in the evening, which he
Fourth
will.
round is going on in New Delhi.
He's a brave
He's going to blame the election commission. He's going to say it was unfair. Let me just preempt what is going to happen in
That's what I'm saying. That
this
and part of the aura of leaders like Kejriwal and Modi also is that they never lose. Like at least in Delhi, Kejriwal has never lost. Like he comes. That's the charisma, right? In fact, when the BJP didn't do as well, 400 par didn't happen. it kind of like shook the thing for a while, not anymore because BJP keeps on winning again. But that itself, you know, and if you lose your own constituency and then your party loses from such a big majority, you come down to this, how is he going to face it? I don't think he can just say, yeah, he will say there were forces against us, but I think he'll have to say that.
Chetan, he lost in Varanasi when he's lost.
Those were never expected to win. I mean, he was never expected to win.
But what I'm saying is that he has lost election. It's not as if it's the first time that he's losing. Yes, it's the first time that he's losing in Delhi, which was where the party was born. So that I can understand. But he's somebody who has fought against all odds. He's fought against his own people.
But if he loses his constituency.
But you know, you're right, because he lost his halo.
Yeah.
You know, in 24, when he says, vote for me because and punish those who sent me to jail, and nothing happened.
Normally, Rahul, all jailed CMs come back to power. Normally.
They come back to power.
Lalu, Hemant Soren, Jayalalitha,
Indira Gandhi.
But
I mean, yes, but they all have resigned.
Chetan has a point.
When they go, they all resign.
Chetan has a point here because generally jail makes you a martyr. You know, you come back with where people think, oh, you know, this guy has been politically downtrodden and all of that. In this case, that's not worked. The sympathy is not stayed.
Even Naidu Saab.
It actually has hurted his.
So many. Normally it's like, but they all resign. And if you had if there was a time, there was a Prashant Bhushan, there was Yogendra Yadav, there were all these people. I said, you know what, I'll go to jail, but I've got these people, they will run Delhi for you, they'll do a great job, don't worry, I'm in there. That was not the equation, right?
He showed that he was hungry for power, which doesn't go with the
call it hungry, call it insecure, call it whatever. But he was the power, he was the only leader. If he's gone, how will Delhi be run? It was not very clear.
And secondly, there was also, remember, talk that his wife would be the designated, backseat driver. And
that was the Lalu Rabdi model that was equated to. The other thing is, he went to jail or he was accused of things that he promised to the people of Delhi he will never do. He said that I don't want a sheesh mahal. I don't want lavish life. I am happy in a 2-bedroom. I don't want bodyguards. I don't want big cars. मुझे तो मेरी WagonR ठीक है जी.
The excise policy was.
And he said कि दिल्ली में शराब बंद करा देंगे.
Let's say the fodder scam of Lalu. We haven't ever seen the fodder scam, right? We kind of know that there was a case, but nobody in the country saw. But the excise policy was changed, and it's there for all to see that it benefited these people. So
like the 2G policy.
Yeah, now it's a policy change. Whether there was corruption or not, I'm not making any conjectures, but it just puts doubt in people's mind.
No,
something has happened.
Where the doubt did not come because the policy was changed, Chetan. The doubt came because the day the LG said, I'm going to issue an inquiry into this policy, they came back and went back to the old policy. Why did you do that? If you believe, and 4 days ago, 4 days before that, he had said that this is the best thing for Delhi. And then he went back and said, no, I am taking this back. So I think that's where the whole thing saying that, listen, if this was good for me, why are you taking it away? If it is not good for me, why did you bring it in the first place? And you said you don't want a big house. You don't want lavish. Why do you want, gold-plated taps and, this one?
Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi and 6 lakh rupees toilets, etc.
Jacuzzis are overrated. Nobody uses jacuzzis. I can tell you one thing.
They're overrated.
No, I mean, does anyone use bathtubs?
This jacuzzi was a wave maker. Did you see the number of little funnels there that were going to...
Faucets.
It would have been flying in the air if that jacuzzi had gone.
That's a jacuzzi user for you.
I know. I mean,
clearly there are fans.
And
why does
minibar. That's just the point.
Isn't it?
Look at the...
Hey, don't be a prude.
The optics.
No,
the optics.
Someone was offended Rahul by the jacuzzi comment.
It was so extra. And like I said, what was also extra was the whole WagonR thing in the beginning. Now, if you've gone for it, then stick to it. Like I said, Mamta is the best example. Those chappals never change.
Well, if these... correct. Those chappals never... Ramdev, 7% stakeholder, if not more, of a 50,000 crore company, but he's still Ramdev. No, he's not changed.
Yeah.
That's
so
a reality.
let me give you a source-based information that I have, not verified, but source-based is that somebody gave him a feedback that, that Reynolds pen and that oversized shirt and all, people of Delhi got tired of that. The people of Delhi are fashion-savvy guys. They got tired that, how are you going to lead this dynamic city if you're looking so bad? So then came in this puffer jackets and stuff like that, where he looks like muscular and that I can handle anybody. I can handle that juggernaut of election
this was
machinery.
planned?
Of
Are you
BJP.
saying that this is
This
planned?
is sauce based, as I'm saying. I don't know whether that was the
So you're
reason
saying
that
the
he
Puff
came.
Daddy look?
Who is the
Puff Daddy look was all.
No, but the fact is that Arvind Kejriwal came to power from those people who wear a muffler with this one and a sweater and an oversized shirt. That was the common person of Delhi who said that this guy is there sitting and doing my
He took
work.
those for granted
Well,
that
someone
ye to
said
wo
the
kar
other
diya.
day,
I
don't
think
keep
you
me-
don't take voters for granted
No,
is a lesson the
actually-
BJP also learnt in Lok Sabha 2024.
There was a
You
point
don't
that
take
somebody
voters for
made the
granted.
other day, and it was an interesting one. I think it was right after the budget, the tax cut had come, and people said, this is another way of the left sort of ecosystem now taking the thing out of the tax cut. Don't make me feel poor. Like thinking that badi meherbani ki hai, tax cut, that I need desperately a tax cut. Make me feel that I can go to the next
Empowered.
level. Empowered. Now, has that happened with Mr. Kejriwal? Somewhere the aspirational Delhi voter
and
has said,
think about this, right? So Delhi's per capita GDP 10 years back versus now, even if you assume 7% growth, that's doubled. So there's not enough poor people.
So you create another
There's just
more-
not enough poor people who value these freebies as much. I'm saying there is a certain.
I mean,
I'm just saying the world changes.
See, I'll tell you.
then the BJP would not be. Then the
Definitely
BJP
after
There is
COVID,
Delhi
I
is
think
very
there's-
Delhi
No,
is
and
very
also the
clear
BJP wouldn't
after
be
COVID or
promising.
before that there is a very clear thing, especially among the women, among the lower middle income groups or low middle groups, that they want a free bus, lesser electricity bill, lesser water bills.
But here's what's happening.
Gives
So
them
here's
more
what some
money in
people
their
say.
pocket to pursue
On
their
the
should
previous
rob the
Anand, here's what
American
people
election.
say. The moment you have 201 units of electricity, the full bill comes.
Yeah.
On 200 and below, it doesn't come. So maybe there's enough people who need more than 200 now. For
Correct.
example, for women, some guys have told me they have made it free for women, so they don't walk at all now. They just get on the bus for even one bus stop, and the buses are always crowded. I mean, I'm just saying there are repercussions of all kinds.
Yeah, there is a strong middle class, tax-paying middle class who very clearly came out on the day of voting also said, "ये freebie culture बंद करो." But there is a tabka below that who believe that
the
this,
BJP is
this
a very,
helps me
the BJP
feel
is a very
far-
poll-savvy party. They are
Yeah.
focused on how to
Yeah.
win elections. They would not have been upping the
See,
stakes
41,
on the Revdi
29,
stakes. Had they
41,
thought
By
they
the
were
way,
doing
Revdi
Acha,
is
Chetan,
not
I-
cheap. Can I tell you something? I want to end this as a Revdi lover association.
Yeah.
You check the price of Revdi on, just Google it. It's the same 600 to 800 rupees a kilo, same as Motichur Laddu. See, it's high quality sesame ingredients, good ingredients. Why is Revdi so condemned? And Revdi is not cheap. And that is
agree.
also true that Revdi in real life or in political is also not
He's
cheap.
a real
not
member
cheap.
of the RWA,
No.
Revdi Welfare Association.
Revdi is not cheap.
Revdi
is not
but
cheap.
Revdi
It
is not
looks
cheap even metaphorically. When you make these freebies, it
it,
is not
no,
good for the state.
it feels like a lean, mean, sweet,
not.
but it's not cheap.
It's not
and the same thing in real life in policy also. It feels like a lean, mean thing, but it's
it's
not
all
cheap because it costs the
analogy.
exchequer.
Wow.
That's
That's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying.
And maybe to keep people in
but
poverty
one
is also
thing,
not
one
cheap.
thing, that
Yeah,
gentleman
it's
there, one thing, if these results hold, 41-29, there will not just be song and dance. You would also see Rahul Shivshankar having Daulat Ram ki chart. That's also going to happen today.
Ain't gonna happen, man.
It will happen.
The fact that he's not singing.
A quick
All
psychological point.
carbs. Rahul is not going to have it. It's all carbs. And
A quick
fat.
No, he'll play
psychological
one
point
more
on
game
New
of
Delhi
tennis tomorrow.
constituency.
That's what will happen.
My
Yeah,
colleague
yeah.
Gaurav
Given the same
from
numbers in
Gaurav
our
Chaudhary, my
office,
colleague, makes an important
Yeah.
psychological point on the New Delhi constituency. The AAPs, right, so far the booths that have been counted have been AAP stronghold booths.
Oh,
Where
wow.
Arvind had a slight lead.
Wow.
The booths that remain now are BJP stronghold
How
booths.
do you know this?
That's what our reporters are telling us.
Reporter are saying on ground that this
colleague Gaurav
225,
is there,
250 vote lead has been on the counting booths which have been Aam Aadmi Party strongholds. Now the BJP stronghold booths are going to be counted. So this is pressure on Arvind Kejriwal unless there is a shift away. Parvesh Verma the other day when he spoke with her, I'm going to go back to that again, and he said first thing when Rahul only asked him, "Aap jeet rahe hain ki nahi?" He said, "Arvind Kejriwal se pucho, wo haar raha hai." That's what he said.
1000% he said I'm winning.
हाँ, and he said 1000% I'm winning, and then he also said 123 booths में से 123 booth हम जीत रहे हैं. That was the confidence Parvesh Verma exuded. Sandeep Dixit also somewhere says Arvind Kejriwal is losing. He's not said whether I am winning or not. He said Arvind Kejriwal is losing. Today Alka Lamba says if Arvind Kejriwal is losing, Atishi is losing, Manish Sisodia is losing. The trends are showing that Kapil Mishra currently is leading from Karaval Nagar. The BJP is strong in 41 seats. Arun Dhanda joining us from the BJP office. Yes, Arun. Revdi hai, jalebi hai.
Well, Well, Jalebi hasn't ordered yet, but they are going to order it soon. That's what Virendra Sachdeva has told us. Let me quickly show you a glimpse. This is outside the BJP office. You can see these dhol nagadas are already here. Though the workers of BJP still to join them. You can see few of them, 3 or 4 workers around these dhol and nagadas, and this has already been started. In fact, once they will get the permission to go inside the BJP office, then you will see them going inside. But of course, the leaders like Virendra Sachdeva, Harsh Malhotra, they all have started arriving here at BJP office.
So let's contrast this with the AAP office. Let's contrast these pictures, if we can, with the AAP office. Anshul is also there. Arun, stay on with us. Yes, Anshul.
So yes, as you rightly mentioned, there is a drastic contrast out here outside the Aam Aadmi Party office. I'll just try and show you. The stage that was set up this morning is still absolutely empty. Since morning, the only person who has gotten up on stage was the person who went ahead to check the mics over here. And since then, the entire environment over here is right outside the Aam Aadmi Party office is absolutely somber. Just a few moments ago, this news broke that Arvind Kejriwal is leading by a few votes, and then there was a little celebration that happened over here. But at this point in time, neither the workers nor any leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party has yet turned up at the Aam Aadmi Party office out here in the national capital. I'll just try and take in a word from a few workers of the Aam Aadmi Party. भैया क्या लग रहा है ये रुझान देख करके? ऐसा लग रहा है कि इस बार तो बहुत बुरी हार होने वाली है।
ऐसे नहीं लग रहा है, अभी तो है ना अर्ली ट्रेंड्स है, अभी फाइनल हो गए, लेकिन आगे आगे देखिए रिजल्ट विल चेंज।
केजरीवाल जी का भी ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है। 2000 वोट से तीन राउंड के बाद
थोड़ा मार्जिन तो कम रहेंगे, लेकिन जीतते तो आम आदमी
2000 नहीं 223 वोट है।
100%।
223 वोट है, 223 वोट से जीत रहे हैं, वो भी आप स्ट्रॉन्ग होल्ड बूथ्स
से 223 वोट से।
वी शुड नॉट जंप द गन्स एज ऑफ नाउ, वी हैव टू वेट एंड वॉच। अभी टाइम बाकी है, सो आम आदमी पार्टी इज लीडिंग।
ऑलराइट, ओके,
बहुत ही कम मार्जिन है, तो कुछ मार्जिन ही
वो तो पहले से पता है। इस बार थोड़ा मार्जिन थोड़ा हर एक का थोड़ा कम ही रहेगा। परवेश वर्मा तो हारने वाला है।
आपको मिला?
हमें नहीं चाहिए, हमें बीजेपी के नहीं चाहिए, हमें केजरीवाल जैसे नेता मुख्यमंत्री चाहिए। हमें क्या है,
तो वोट दिया था आपने, फिर ऐसी क्या हालत हो गई?
दिल्ली दिल से केजरीवाल, फिर से आई लव केजरीवाल। बिजली बिल जीरो, केजरीवाल हीरो। बीजेपी देगा धोखा, केजरीवाल देगा मौका। घर घर झाड़ू हुआ, घर घर केजरीवाल।
अब लेट हो गया।
Good. No. Okay, that's a passionate Aam Aadmi Party supporter and an Aam Aadmi Party voter, and they're keeping their hopes up. But like Smita Prakash was saying, that they have got the update. Nalin Mehta was saying at Money Control that they've got the update that the booths in New Delhi constituency that have been counted so far have been the AAP strongholds, and that's where Arvind Kejriwal is leading by a slender 224 votes. The BJP stronghold booths could be opened now. Will there be a change in scenario, or will only Pravesh Verma consolidate that lead? We'll have to wait and watch, because that will be the giant killer. Pravesh Verma, if he defeats Arvind Kejriwal and Sandeep Dixit, emerges as a giant killer here. Key race alert. As of now, Mr. Kejriwal is leading from New Delhi. We'll see if he holds on to this lead, further strengthens it, and if there is a reversal in the Aam Aadmi's fortunes compared to what's happened in the first 2.5 hours of result day Delhi, battle for Delhi. Still round 4, that's where they are as far as New Delhi, out of 13 rounds, but slowly and gradually, somewhere we can see the shift in the mood and momentum. What the Congress is telling the AAP as it's taking jibes, what the AAP is actually saying at the AAP headquarters in Delhi, and what the mood is at the Delhi BJP office. These pictures speak for themselves. Satyendra Jain was leading earlier, now is trailing. Some key results. Milkipur. Quick update on Milkipur.
Coming from Milkipur.
Paswan is of the BJP is leading. It's a reserved constituency, and Samajwadi Party's Ajit Prasad. He's the son of the
24,000 votes.
Yeah,
that
so
the BJP
clear
is ahead. The grudge match.
Yeah.
The BJP winning that grudge match. Batenge to katenge. Mr. Yogi made that his leitmotif, and it appears that Ramnagari at least is responding to that. This is a big one, big dent really for the India bloc here, because the Samajwadi Party, the Congress, everyone came together, isn't it, Smita?
And in spite of reciting the Hanuman Chalisa on camera and all that, in spite of that, Samajwadi Party has not managed to make a dent. It matters to the people, you know, when the reporters were going there and saying that, "Aap kyun nahi Ayodhya Mandir ja rahe? Why aren't you all going to the Ayodhya Mandir?" These kind of things matter to people. You know, some of us city folk may not understand these deep sentiments which work in the minds of the voters. It does work. It does matter to them. And Samajwadi Party didn't do enough, obviously.
And they've been building up this whole business of how the Kumbh was, horribly managed, and how Hindus have been insulted.
Bodies are floating. The bodies of the dead are floating in the Kumbh. It is dirty. How could Jaya Bachchan say this? You know, considering that her husband is from formerly known as Allahabad, now Prayagraj. I mean, her in-laws are from that place. For her to say bodies were floating in the Ganga, I mean, if anybody goes to Kumbh, sees the management, of course an accident has happened, which is terrible, but bodies of the dead floating.
I was there yesterday, day before evening, and yesterday morning I did the dip and the snan at 5:15 a.m. At 5:15 a.m. the ghats on both sides of Sangam and all sides were full with people. And yes, it's crowded, there are terrace traffic, yes, but nobody is complaining. Everybody is finally finding their way to that place, and there is arrangement for everybody.
So how do you explain this Milkipur? And was there resonance amongst the pilgrims there of what the Samajwadi Party was saying? Was there fear
I
that they were
don't think
going to be trampled
they are bothered
again?
about who's saying what. It's about what they have decided they want to do. And that's exactly what's happening. You were saying it's a grudge match or not a grudge match. In Uttar Pradesh, on ground, there is a sentiment for Yogi Adityanath, which is very, very positive, because a small city and a temporary city, a city like Prayagraj and also a temporary place like Kumbh city, tent city, to be able to accommodate, facilitate nearly 1 crore devotees on a daily basis.
So this is the second time after the Lok Sabha elections, Anand,
so it's a big story.
Mr. Yogi Adityanath has said what happened in the Lok Sabha was an aberration. It was because of other factors that I could not control. Would you go around with that? Would you say that
Don't you see that manifest? Don't you see that manifest in Haryana, Maharashtra and in Delhi, that there were factors beyond their control that happened, that manifest? After that, look at the bypolls which happened.
Looks like a blip. Yeah.
The bypolls in Uttar Pradesh, what happened there? The BJP came back so strongly and they won even in Samajwadi Party.
This is the second election that Yogi Adityanath would have sort of come out and said, look, you allowed me a free hand, and what happened in the Lok Sabha beyond my control has been now reversed.
What did he speak about when he came to Delhi?
Yes.
He said there is a Yogi model of governance in Uttar Pradesh. Agar UP mein kar sakte hain, to Delhi mein kyun nahi? That's what he turned around and said, as he even further localized the election.
I'll tell you one thing though, 43% vote share up, they are not going to be wiped out. They're not gone. I think Arvind Kejriwal, anyway, he likes to talk and like do his thing. He'll maybe even he doesn't have to run Delhi now, so he can get away with more things, saying more things, and grow his national party. It may not be such a bad thing.
Chetan, what do you think he'll do if he's not going to be sitting in the Delhi Assembly?
So no, but he can promote the party elsewhere.
No, if he doesn't lose.
For the first time,
even if he wins.
He doesn't lose.
For the first time, his, he will be tested. His maturity and resilience will be tested. He has never lost.
Yeah.
In his territory, he has never lost. This is the first time that if he loses, he will sit out his maturity. Nalin was talking about BJP acting like a startup, like a nimble startup which learns its lessons and, course correct.
So come back to that question that you raised, Anand. The question that you asked, is this a pro-BJP vote, anti-AAP vote? Is it somewhere in between? And secondly, just to ask you this, I want to make this point now. If Mr. Kejriwal also loses, his party looks as if it's been wiped out this time. If he also loses, is this the end of Mr. Clean Kejriwal as we know him from the projections that he makes?
We should not write off the AAP, Rahul. We should not write off the AAP. Neither should we write off Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. But Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and the AAP will have to recalibrate, and they will have to go back to becoming the AAP of 2013 and 2015, and they will have to go back and not be the AAP of 2025.
No, I'm not writing off. But the BJP might begin to think that this is actually a vote in favor of the fact that the BJP demanded accountability from the AAP on transparency, and the AAP has failed even in the eyes of the public. So those cases are legitimate. And will Mr. Kejriwal, therefore, there was a poster, a cheeky poster that was put outside Tihar. Aayenge to sirf Kejriwal. This was outside Tihar. Now, is this going to give the BJP perhaps
there is a stronger.
I think Rahul is making a valid point. I think it will give the BJP the confidence to say, look, people of Delhi have bought into what we said, that he's not holier than thou, he is corrupt, and therefore there will be more cases, I think. Why should this be linked
to electoral?
The skeletons will come out when the regime changes,
why should this be linked to electoral victory or loss? In that case,
because Mr. Kejriwal made it.
But what happens, Zaka, is that
there are at least 18 CAG reports.
Just one second. I just want to say, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is out on bail on charges of corruption since 2015. True. How many elections has he won for the BJP to prosecute him or not prosecute him? So a charge of corruption and a case which is in Delhi, and he's out on bail for 10 years now.
It's getting closer now. It's 38, 32.
32, 38. So this will keep flipping. Manjinder Sirsa has said after he's only tweeted after 7 rounds, I'm leading by 9,368 votes. That's what Manjinder Sirsa.
That's a big number in a closely contested.
Has said. Yes, Griha. Yes, Griha.
Update on Manish Sisodia, Jangpura also,
he's also
we are getting a lead, and that lead has gone up to 4,600 votes. This is the 4th round, and we're also getting an update of Delhi Can. This is becoming a neck and neck. Right now, the 4th round is on, and AAP has got a lead. Mr. Kadian has a lead by 392 votes. Another update on Shakur Basti. We do not know the number of votes that Satyendra Jain has a lead on, but he's back to leading. 4th round is happening over there also. Another update from Madipur, where we have an AAP candidate, Rakhi Birla, but she also has just a lead margin of 46 votes.
46 votes.
37-33.
So the leads are very slender as more and more rounds of counting and particular booths in certain constituencies are opening. The Aam Aadmi Party playing a quick catch up. So the BJP just too clear of the halfway mark. A magic reversal that's happened from 25 and 42, which was seen a short while ago, to 33 and 37. It's suddenly becoming neck and neck, and the Aam Aadmi Party clawing its way back. So as more and more rounds, 13 rounds will happen.
Yeah,
so we are into the 4th round overall.
Coming back. So in Patel Nagar, for example, the AAP candidate is coming back. The AAP candidate is Parvesh Ratna. And then again in Rajinder Nagar, Durgesh Pathak of the Aam Aadmi Party clawing his way back. You also heard from Griha a moment ago, Mr. Sisodia is back in the lead. So 37-33 is where it is right now. In Shakur Basti again, Mr. Jain was trailing. He's come back into the lead. In the neighboring constituency of Madipur, Rakhi Birla, the former speaker, she was trailing about 10 minutes ago. She's now back again in the lead. And of course, you go back to old Delhi constituencies, AAP is leading in Chandni Chowk, it is leading in Balimaran, it is leading in Matia Mahal, it is leading in Karol Bagh, it is leading in Sadar Bazaar. So I think there's some, back and forth that is going. Now it's 38-32. You're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of this.
Well, BL Santosh has tweeted saying, as of now, effect of sheesh mahal and sense of betrayal clearly visible all over.
That's what I was saying. See, this is the point that I'm making. This will... Forget about, I'm not talking about the legal system and all of that. I'm talking about the public, BJP interface with the public and their campaign. They will say that, no, these guys need to be brought to account. The people of Delhi have given us the mandate to ensure that the people who looted Delhi are punished. I'm not saying that that will have an influence on the legal system and the way it works, but it gives the BJP that ammunition it needs to take the moral high ground on corruption in Delhi. But one second, I just want to make a point, Anand, and let's just focus on these numbers. Look, fundamentally, most of the polls gave this 28 to 42.
Yeah.
If you remember. There were only a few that went sort of beyond that. But it's 28-42. That range is pretty much holding forth here, number one.
Yes,
number
and the
two,
BJP will back to consolidating. So it will slowly come back.
As I said, even if the AAP gets 42% of the vote, that means less than 1.5, just about, there are a significant number of voters who have voted for the AAP. So this narrow business will continue, but the BJP will eventually triumph because it will have that 6 or 7% vote share advantage. If it falls to 2%, then all bets are off.
No, it's again 39-31. See, what happens is, if the BJP is getting about 48% vote share, 47-48% vote share, then the seat share will by default go up.
A 6% margin means that it will be a clear.
And I'll tell you, these numbers will consolidate, but the parties have their own internal internal calculations as booths are being opened, and they will be doing their calculations. That's why I said between 9:30, 10, you'd start seeing whispers, murmurs, conversations, body language. And you see where the body language is. Nobody has jumped the gun. They've all waited 2.5 hours before they have started saying their piece. Now, again, the BJP closer to 40 now, 39, 31 is the story.
I just said Rakhi Birla was leading, now she's trailing.
Trailing, because she was leading only by 46 votes when Griha gave us the update.
So now she's trailing. Also in the neighbouring constituency of Mangolpuri, the BJP candidate there is leading. The flip has again happened in Sultanpur Majra. Now the BJP candidate is leading again there. So you will see a lot of this up until noon at least, I think.
Yeah, this is the contrast. No, Zaka, in 2020, there were no flips.
Yeah, correct.
The AAP started leading and they continued to lead and continued to build on the lead. Correct. There was no other flip ki idhar ho raha, idhar ho raha. These tight contests also show that it's not easy to buck anti-incumbency. And you may give whatever doles you want. You have to stand up on governance. Unless you are seen as someone who's standing up on governance and you have a clean image yourself, you will not be above suspicion and above reprimand. Abhijit.
Yeah, that, you know, AAP was like a unicorn, the magical figure with one horn. Now, and it was believed that they are above corruption, they are sort of incorruptible, etc. Now that horn has broken, because of the corruption allegations, because of the Shishmal allegations, and it's like any other horse or a quadruped. So, you know.
If you were the Congress, what is more important to you? BJP loses or AAP loses?
AAP, absolutely AAP. We had a senior Congress leader, Nalin is here in the studios, who came to our studios and he said, for us, defeating the AAP is more important because they've taken away our vote bank.
And that 7% vote share that the Congress has, which is a 4% bump, is exactly what AAP and BJP difference is right now. Yeah. So if they had come together, it could have been a very easy AAP victory. It looks like they're already 30.
So let's just crunch some numbers. Let's crunch the numbers. The total number of voters that have voted this election, remember, are lower than what they did in the previous election, right? I'm just trying to get that number. Somehow the internet is flaky on me. But the point is that now, with 5 rounds counted out of 15, if the margins are 3,000, 4,000, those are significant margins. Because we're only looking at about, you know, possibly around that much, you know. So even a 5,000 to 10,000 margin is very significant. To catch up in that, in a tight sort of contest, difficult.
So look at the lower income group. We were talking about this. Half of Delhi is low income, 32 out of 70 seats. BJP at 17, AAP at 15. But like I keep saying all the time, look at the figure next to it. 14 out of this. So BJP had only 3 out of these seats in 2020. They've got 14 pickups. So 17 lower income group seats BJP is leading in and AAP is leading in 15. I just want to quickly also go through the women one. High women turnout, that's 41 seats. Out of that, again, the AAP I think is leading there. The AAP is leading in 22 and the BJP in 19. But remember for the BJP, I think it's a flip again. It's the BJP that's leading in 22 and the AAP in 19. So even in the women's seats, the AAP seems to have lost quite a bit.
So can we look at Kalkaji once? I just want to annotate that point. Let's have a look at Kalkaji, and can we also get the margins there? Kalkaji, who's leading right now?
Right now, Mr. Biduri is still leading. Last time we checked with Griha, we can go back to Griha. I think it was about 1,100 votes.
So what you had here was 57 plus 49. Can you just do the math on that? That's roughly 1,08,000-9,000 votes.
Yeah,
those are the total.
1,00,000 votes everywhere is going to matter so much. No, and the women voters got divided in this constituency.
So just 1 second. 57,000 and 49,000 were male and female voters. Just do the maths. That's about 1,10,000. 1,06,000 total number of votes polled. Now, if you have a lead of 3,000 in that, that is significant. 3% lead. That means it's going to be difficult to erode that lead.
So considering only half the votes are counted, or like 30,000 votes are counted, 3,000 lead is a big lead.
So which means Mr. Biduri is kind of through, right?
He could be through. Because it's looking difficult for Atishi. Let's put it that way. It's looking difficult for Atishi. He'll need some sort of now momentum shift to happen, which no one has seen. Now,
so third woman chief minister bites the dust then in...
No, hang on. Just wait. Just hold your horses.
She's not going to come back as chief minister.
Only 5 rounds, to be fair to her. And Nalin was saying that right now the booths that are being counted are supposedly from AAP-dominated polling areas. So, well, you know.
Other things that what has happened in the New Delhi constituency is a lot of it is government people, right? Many of them are not the same voters as they were 5 years ago.
Oh,
There's been a
yes.
change over there. So the demographic of the New Delhi constituency, which is a small constituency of about 1 lakh people, that has changed significantly in the last 5 years. That's one major reason also why Kejriwal is
It's a very good point.
Oh, there's one more point on this I want to make, is that what you're saying is about the change in demographics. There were the bastis in that area.
Yep.
Many of them got pakka housing. So when they got pakka housing, they moved out of the New Delhi constituency. So somewhere a flip side is that you give them pakka housing, they move out of there. So though they might vote for you, for your party, they're voting from another constituency and
also,
not in that area.
Some of the pakka houses there, the slums that were regularized in Gold Market, for example, was done during Sheila Dikshit's time. And Sandeep has some residual goodwill. So even if he takes away 10,000 votes in a constituency of 1 lakh, that's 10% of the vote that he's taking away.
Sanjay Raut
That's a
has
huge
already
number.
said. Sanjay Raut has already said blame the Congress for it.
No, whether they blame the Congress. See, Sanjay Raut was sitting with Rahul Gandhi yesterday, and today he's blamed the Congress for it.
Blame the AAP for not taking support of the Congress.
Blame the AAP for not. See, but look at this. Just one second. I'm just saying, if these numbers say at 37 and 39, you think the Congress has a chance even in Delhi or to even seize the narrative? Arvind Kejriwal is a master. He dethroned the Congress by playing opposition. He dethroned the Congress. Now,
I'm waiting
with
for
30
Rahul Gandhi
seats,
to come out
28,
and
30
blame
seats,
whom?
he'll still be strong in Delhi. He will go back to doing what he did as an activist, and he will still steal a march from the Congress
now he's
party.
trailing. Now Mr. Kejriwal is trailing. Mr.
If
Parvesh
Kejriwal
Verma is
loses,
leading.
if Kejriwal loses and he is not in the Delhi Vidhan Sabha, he is not inside the secretariat, then the AAP has a problem.
Again, we can check with Griha what the numbers are.
5 rounds.
He'll become a Rajasthan
No.
MP.
Hello,
from
5
playing
rounds
the
of
politics
counting.
on ground, no, being the leader of the people, masses going
5
back to being an
rounds
actor.
of
That won't happen.
counting, the man who wore the crown for the AAP for all these years, if he is in the battle of his life, I'm not calling it the battle, if he's in the trenches right now, can't put his head over the parapet, you've got a problem.
He's trailing by 225 votes, and I think now the BJP booths will start getting being counted. So it's actually the AAP booths have been counted already. Nalin and then Griha. Yeah.
I want to come back to the point that Zaka was making. You know, we had a senior Congress leader we spoke to who came to our office as well. Congress is right now at 6.79% vote share, which is about 2.5% more than what they had last time. If you see Sandeep Dikshit's campaign, you see some of the other Delhi unit congressmen who fought this campaign, they were basically fighting. Their thing was BJP जीतेगी तो हमारी राजनीति बचेगी अगली बार. So they have almost worked like the B team of the BJP without necessarily saying so. Which is very much different from how the central leadership has approached it. So if BJP wins, there will be many people in Congress who will be celebrating.
Who will be celebrating? But I'm just saying, with 30 seats, 27 to 30 seats as of now, the Arvind Kejriwal will say that, Lord, let me go back to doing what I did best. Let me become the voice of be an activist and try and be an activist all across on ground and continue. Yeah, the money, the funds, all of that won't be there. But if Arvind, I'm just saying to rebrand their politics and go back. But for that, he needs to win. He needs to win his seat. If he doesn't really win, loses. Yeah, because otherwise it's straight to Punjab. Bye Delhi. I am here, Punjab. Here I come. That's what's
Bhagwan
going
and
to happen.
Raghav Chadda are going to be very nervous today.
Yes. I want to add 2 more points about the Congress. See, it's not about the 6-7% they've got now. Their thing was the voter who is with the AAP or with the Congress is basically the same voter.
Yeah, they should come
AAP
back to us.
basically took away the Congress voter. This is the anti-BJP voter.
Yes.
It has not come back to Congress because they don't feel Congress has a chance to win. But if Congress starts, if AAP loses, then that voter has a better chance of coming to Congress saying, let's give these guys a chance. So that's one. B, I agree with Smita, the Congress is more gung-ho what will happen in Punjab than what will happen in Delhi.
Yeah,
as a result of the Delhi
I
election.
want to make a point here. Don't write off the BJP in Punjab either. And I just want to also make a small other point, which is important. The BJP is caught up against a non-Congress party. This is not something the BJP is very good at. The conversion rates against non-Congress parties or third parties or whatever you want to call them is not very good. So the BJP winning this is a huge boost for its prospects.
I think that changes after Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, except for Bengal and also Tamil Nadu, where the BJP has not been able to do well, and Kerala. 3 states will be there, but most of the other places, the BJP now can claim to be able to beat Odisha. So beat a non-Congress party.
So this cements, and in Jammu, It was up against the Congress, where it knocked the stuffings out of the Congress.
Not the stuffing. Yes, Griha. Just sorry. Yes, Griha. Coming back.
Yes, so we've already mentioned how Arvind Kejriwal is trailing. 6th round of counting that has happened, 13 only to happen in New Delhi. So that's how neck and neck this is going to be, because the margin of votes is really reducing. We also have an update on Somnath Bharti, where the 4th round of counting is happening, 2100 votes, where he is in fact trailing. And Atishi, you were asking, it's the 4th round of counting, 2800 votes that she also is trailing on. Another update that we can get you from Deoli, 8th round of counting there, Zaka and Anand, Aam Aadmi Party's candidate Prem Chauhan is leading by 20,000. So that's some
what
sliver of
about
hope for Aam Aadmi
Greater
Party.
Kailash, Saurabh Bharadwaj?
Greater Kailash, okay, there is another upset there. Saurabh Bharadwaj, in fact, has been trailing by over 4,400 votes, and this is the 5th round of counting that is happening
that's
in
a
GK.
big setback there, because he's seen to be a clean, good leader, providing good governance. Mustafabad BJP candidate leading by 36,000 votes. Mustafabad BJP candidate leading by 36,000 votes. Let's go across.
AAP would be at 35.
Yeah, at 35.
So
now,
it's the big guys.
Yeah,
It's the big guys.
It's
that are letting
the big
BJP
guys who are
up
collapsing.
down.
Yes, who are collapsing now.
30, but
Okay,
the big guys, all the
Rahul,
five are
Chetan,
trailing.
Zaka to
They
everyone.
somehow
We've
make
got
it.
Kamaljeet Sehrawat, BJP MP, joining us. Kamaljeet Sehrawat ji, namaste. What's your estimate? अभी तो फिलहाल बीजेपी सरकार बनाती हुई लग रही है, but ये 40 का आंकड़ा और ज़्यादा, will it get consolidated? And some of the biggest faces of the Aam Aadmi Party are trailing currently.
कल भी जब बार बार मीडिया में बात हो रही थी, तो आम आदमी पार्टी के बड़े नेता कह रहे थे ये एग्जिट पोल है, एग्जैक्ट पोल नहीं है। मैंने कल ही कहा था, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं। ये सिर्फ डायरेक्शन शो कर रहा है कि बीजेपी लीड पर जा रही है, लेकिन मुझे पता था कि वोट परसेंटेज और सीट्स दोनों ज्यादा आएंगी। इसका कारण है पिछले 8 महीने से ये जो आज रिजल्ट आया है,